Oaks baseball up in San Luis Obispo. Welcome everybody to today's matchup between the Conejo Oaks and the San Luis Obispo Blues. Both teams duking it out, trying to get in the playoffs with the Foresters 4 going next week. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks baseball on KDTV. Simulcast it onto YouTube. Hope you're enjoying your Thursday afternoon. We know we are in beautiful San Luis Obispo, California. About 2 hours and 45 minutes north of Cal Lutheran. You see Oaks bench coach Joey Garcia walking out to the plate and shaking the hands of the umpires. Jonah, let's get into this game a little bit. Both teams coming in at 16-12 in the CCL. The number 2 team in the CCL Central will get the bid for the playoffs with the Foresters foregoing and going to Wichita. What do the Oaks have to do to take a win today? Obviously, they came here last time, back on June 23rd. They were shut out. And notoriously, even last year, they lost the season series here at Sinsheimer. How do they change that around? Do they offensively have to change something, or is it more on the pitching side?
Well, I think it's definitely offensively. You talk about the last time they were here, they're only able to generate 4 hits in the entire game. Lardner, the starting pitcher for the Blues, pitched exceptionally well, but at the same time, the Oaks have enough offensive firepower that they should be able to get off to better starts, and that's really what it comes down to. The first 3 innings for this team ultimately serve to provide the outcome of the game, and if they can generate hits earlier on, we've seen that they've actually done a really nice job as of late, limiting their number of errors. They've kept themselves to at least under 1 error per game in the last 5 or 6 games. So they've done a much better job with the infielding, but now it's going to come down to their ability to generate hits early on in the game and combine that with a better pitching effort.
The Oaks coming off a 7-3 win yesterday against the SoCal Catch in La Mirada. The Blues coming off an exciting 5-4 walk-off win against the Santa Barbara Foresters yesterday. They were down 4-1 in the bottom of the 9th inning and came back to win. So, Jonah, both of these teams coming off of wins. I would say the Blues probably a little bit more hyped up and amped after the win last night, especially against a team of the caliber as the Foresters. How do the Oaks kind of contain? Because you know that the Blues are going to come out, the bats are going to be swinging. You know that Jack Koska on the mound is going to be throwing his best stuff. The Oaks obviously splitting the last 2 games with the Catch have to kind of rework their offense a little bit, if you will. Yesterday was the first time that they hit in double digits in a CCL game in quite a long time, and they need to continue that streak, especially into today, if they want to have a chance of winning.
Well, if there's one thing you can take away from the Blues game yesterday, it has to be a big red flag and a warning to the Oaks, letting them know, hey, we have to stay focused and locked in throughout all 9 innings. We saw the Foresters led 4-1 heading into the bottom of the 9th. They let 4 runs come around, and that's one of the things that the Oaks have struggled with is consistency, but more importantly, consistent with their mindset and approach and staying locked in. We've seen them play lackadaisical at times, especially in the first couple innings. So if they stay locked in, then that can at least get rid of the opportunity for the Blues to try and make a late push down the stretch.
Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, the National Anthem starting lineups, and of course, your first pitch. You're watching Oaks baseball on KDTV, simulcast it onto YouTube. After this, the National Anthem right here at Sinsheimer Stadium. Beautiful rendition of our nation's anthem here at Sinsheimer Stadium in San Luis Obispo, California. Welcome back, everybody, above the press box. My name is Jonathan Rifkin. Alongside me, Jonah Malkin, with you on the call for today's game between the Conejo Oaks and the San Luis Obispo Blues. Give you the starting lineups here for you first. For the visiting Conejo Oaks, they come in headed by 6th-year head coach and 11th-year coach of the Oaks, David Solis, at 24-14 and 16-12 in the CCL. They are currently second, tied with the San Luis Obispo Blues. Batting the first for the Oaks and playing right field from Purdue, Milo Beam. Behind him, Max Weinstein playing second base from Cal Lutheran. In the 3 spot, Brandon Lewis out in left field from L.A. Pierce Junior College. Cleaning up for the Oaks is Grant Mayu, playing third base from San Diego State. DJ Miller behind him from Ole Miss out in center field. The other Ole Miss product, Chase Cockrell, in the 6th spot. Playing first base, Cody Santano from Hawaii Pacific University, DHing in the 7th spot. Occupying the 8th spot, Juan Gonzalez catching from Oklahoma Baptist. And to round out the Oaks order, Sam Shaken playing a short from Valparaiso. On the mound for the Oaks will be Jackson Simonsgard getting his first start of the season. Speaking of guys getting their first starts, how about Jack Koska for the San Luis Obispo Blues getting his first start of the season? The Blues field for you here. Give you their starting lineup in the bottom half of the first inning. Coming under new skipper Dan Marple, 22-18 overall, 16-12 in the CCL. Out in right field is Andy Garrettson, Drew Judson in center, Marco Murillo. Out in left, Justin Beck over at first, Price Vizentainer occupies second base, Ricky Martinez at short, Tate Samuelson at third, Miles Emerson behind the dish, and Jack Koska on the mound. Koska on the season, 1-0 in 14 1/3 innings pitched. A 4.39 ERA, 6 strikeouts, and 11 walks. Like I said, this is his first start, and we'll see here how he fares against the, as of late, offensively talented Conejo Oaks team. Milo Beam digs in for his first at-bat, and we are about to get underway here in the second of 3 that the Oaks will be in San Luis Obispo. They'll finish off the season next Wednesday here as well. Beam steps in and takes the first pitch low for ball 1. 6:04 local time, is our first pitch. 76 degrees as fastball taken low and away for ball 2. 76 degrees, wind blowing out to left. 2-0, cut on a miss for strike number 1, 2-1 the count. On the season for Beam, a 301 batting average, 2 home runs and 17 RBIs. He also has 23 runs scored, which isn't too bad, but he is second on the team in strikeouts with 30. 2-1, a backdoor slider called for strike number 2. 2-2 the count to Beam. Quickly dealing is Koska, but it runs away for a full count. Beam quickly working his way full, and that is a big deal because the Oaks need to get Speedy Beam on base. Takes the 3-2 outside for ball 4, and Milo Beam is on with a leadoff walk here in the top of the first inning for the Oaks.
Well, that's definitely a good way to start. If you're Beam, the first player to step in, draws a walk. Already looking to get the Oaks going in the top of the first.
That'll bring up Max Weinstein, leading the team in batting average with a .399 stint, a home run, 24 RBIs, which also leads the team. He also has 80 total bases. Takes the first pitch low and away for ball 1. 80 total bases. That is a feat, leading the CCL by the Cal Lutheran superstar. The 1-0 from Koska runs low and in for ball 2. Like we mentioned, Koska coming to the game with a 4.39 ERA, 6 strikeouts and 11 walks. He's actually pitched pretty well, but he had a bad outing against the Puff Caps where he gave up 4 runs. Kind of skewed data. 2-0, one hopper towards third, backhanded by Samuelson. He mishandles it, and he cannot make the play. Beam over to second, Weinstein over to first, and that will be an error on the third baseman. Oaks have 2 on with nobody away here in the top of the first inning.
Already, Oaks getting off to a much better start than the last time they came, able to 2 Oaks batters to reach base. Beam drew the walk, and now Weinstein on the favorable bounce. That causes Samuelson to bobble it, gives him time to advance to first.
That's an E5 for those keeping score at home. Beam at second, Weinstein at first. Lewis digging in now. 276 stint. First pitch, skied, back out of play towards us. And that's going to hit the little hill here. Nice stands at Sinsheimer. Great turnout for the Blues. They, by far, blow out any other CCL team in terms of popularity. And for those Oaks fans of last year, Tyson Qualis is actually already warming up in the pen for the Blues. He said he's coming in first out of the bullpen. 0-1 slapped foul, 0-2 the count. Lewis, 276 batting average, 5 home runs, which leads the team. 21 RBIs and 23 runs scored. The freshman from Pierce really laying it on in the CCL season, looking to advance the Oaks here. 2 on, nobody away, 0-2. Runs inside for ball 1. Beam led off with a walk. Weinstein got on due to an error. Now Lewis looking to continue the good fortune for the Oaks here in the top of the first inning, something they need. Koska deals the 1-2. Slapped back towards third. This time Samuelson gets it, hangs on, fires it over to first, but it's not going to be caught by Beck as it goes past him. Beam comes around to score. Weinstein will be held up at third, and Lewis is over at second. The Oaks take a 1-0 lead here on another error by Tate Samuelson. Now he has 2 and 2 at bats, and the Oaks have runners in scoring position.
You couldn't have scripted a better start for the Oaks. Favorable bounces, 2 errors for the Blues, a run, and now runners at second and third in scoring position once again. Oaks didn't actually get on base, Johnny, till the 5th inning the last time they played, so already getting off to a much better start.
Yeah, the last time the Oaks were here at Sin Sharma, they were shut out 3-0 against the Blues back on June 23rd. Already a conversation on the mound between Dan Marple and his pitcher. The Oaks are in their navy blue uniforms today with white letters on the front and white numbers on the back. The letters on the front are outlined by baby blue. The Blues in white pinstripes with black pinstripes, and the Blues name on the front in black with their number on the bottom part of the right, or the right part of the chest on the bottom. The back of the jerseys have blue numbers. Marple still talking on the mound. The umpire is out there as he finally breaks up the meeting. Oaks have 1 around in the inning and 2 on, yet they have not gotten a hit. Nobody away. Lewis at second. Weinstein at third, and Grant Mayu digging in now for the Oaks. 281 batting average, 4 home runs, 17 RBIs. He does have 27 runs scored, which leads the team, along with 7 stolen bases, which is tied for most on the team, with both Milo Beam and DJ Miller. Skies the first pitch he sees into shallow center field. Ricky Martinez at a short will make the catch for out number 1. DJ Miller digging in now. 328, which is good for second on the team in batting average. 17 RBIs, 16 runs scored. Koska trying to get out of the jam. Oaks up 1-0 with 2 on here in the top of the first. The first pitch runs on the outside corner for strike 1.
Nice pitch from Koska. Slider started on the inside and then ran through on the outside.
0-1 from Koska, runs low, 1-1 the count. Beam led off with a walk. Weinstein reached on error. Lewis reached on error, scoring Beam, and Mayu popped out to short. 1-1 into Miller. Taken on the inside corner for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away, 1 run, no hits, no errors for the Oaks. No runs, no hits, 2 errors here in the top of the first for the Blues. Koska appears and fires the 1-2. In the dirt, blocked by Emerson. That'll even the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And this situation for the Oaks is crucial because they've struggled leaving guys on base. And right now, with already 1 run and 2 guys in scoring position, you don't want to leave any more on.
2-2 from Koska. Chopped foul towards the Oaks dugout, and we'll do it again. The Oaks and the Blues both coming off of wins. The Oaks won yesterday, 7-3 against the SoCal Catch. The Blues in dramatic walk-off fashion against the Santa Barbara Foresters, 5-4. 2-2 up the middle. That's going to get into center field. Weinstein scores. Lewis rounds third. The throw to the plate will not be on time, and the Oaks take a 3-0 lead on the 2 RBI single by DJ Miller. Jonah, this is the start that the Oaks needed, and right now they are already in the driver's seat early.
Talking about a team that's playing with a sense of urgency and desperate. And the Oaks, just unbelievable. They're putting their foot on the gas pedal, not letting up, and already out to a quick 3-0 start.
All 3 runs are unearned. Chase Cockrell digs in from Ole Miss and takes the first pitch at the knees for strike 1. Cockrell batting .260 on the season, 3 home runs, 20 RBIs, 16 runs scored. He does have 35 strikeouts with the Legion team. 2 for 3 in stolen bases and 10 walks. Miller over at first, 7 for 9 in stolen bases. Goes, pitches high. The throw is not in time, and Miller is in there with his 8th stolen base of the season. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away, 1 on. 3-0 our score here in the top of the first inning. By the way, Jonah, that was some really nice camera work you did on that stolen base. I think you don't get a lot of recognition for the camera work you do, but you do a very good job at time, most of the time, but especially right there. 1-1. High to left field. Running back on it is Judson and Murillo, and that one is going to drop over the wall for a home run. Chase Cockrell dings a 2-run homer over the left center field fence, and the Oaks take a 5-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. That is his 4th home run on the season, and Jack Koska, his 1st on the season. The Oaks really digging it in right now here at Sinsheimer.
You think Coach David Solis said, hey guys, this is a pretty important game, and right now it certainly looks like they're playing with that sense of urgency right now. Unbelievable. 5-0, Johnny. They didn't generate more than 4 hits the last time they were here.
Cody Santana steps in, looking to continue the damage done, and takes a pitch outside for ball 1. Yeah, Jonah, this is pretty unbelievable. Only 1 out in the inning so far is the 1-0. Swing and a miss for strike 1, 1-1 the count. Cockrell able to sky one. It didn't even look like it had enough to get out, Jonah. It was quite a surprise to all of us here. It's the 1-1. Misses outside, 2-1 the count to Santana, batting on the season a .265 stint, 2 home runs, 14 RBIs. And yeah, that home run didn't look like it had enough, but just got over that 380 mark. 2-1, runs upstairs, 3 balls and a strike now to Santana. Rough start here for Koska. 2 hits, 5 runs, only 2 earned though, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Top of the first, Oaks up 5-0, 3-1 to Santana. Cut back against the screen, brings the count full, now 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Oaks doing a much better job setting the tone early in this game.
Righty, Pearson fires the payoff pitch. It runs on the outside corner for strike 3. Santana caught looking for out number 2. A 6-pitch strikeout. Finally gets Koska out number 2 up on the board for Juan Gonzalez.
Beautiful fastball on the outside corner. Santana wasn't entirely sure if it was going to stay outside. Instead, ultimately clipped the outside part of the corner.
Santana only had 14 strikeouts coming to that at bat. Now he has 15, which is still a very good stint. First pitch into Gonzalez, taken for ball 1 inside. .225 batting average for him with 7 RBIs, 7 runs. Poked out to right. Gerritsen makes the catch for out number 3. Oaks get 5 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors, and nobody left on base. We're through half an inning here from Sinsheimer. The Oaks are already running away with it, 5-0. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KAD-TV, simulcasted onto YouTube. We'll be right back, but the Blues trying to do some damage control in the bottom half of their inning. Oaks up 5-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin. Oaks baseball on KDTV, simulcasted onto YouTube. Oaks with a big top half of the inning. Give you the starting lineups here for the San Luis Obispo Blues. Price Visitainer will lead things off from the University of Alabama. Ricky Martinez behind him playing short from Sacramento State. Andrew Ramos in the 3 spot, DHing from Cumberland. Cleaning up for the Blues, Miles Emerson from San Luis Obispo. Marco Murillo in the 5th spot from Lewis and Clark. Tate Samuelson behind him from Cal Poly Slow. In the 7th spot, Justin Beck from San Jose State. Andy Garrettson in the 8th spot from Cal State San Marcos. And Drew Judson in the 9th spot from Hendrix College. Give you the Oaks field here in just a moment as Visitainer steps in. .333 batting average as the first pitch taken for strike 1 from Jackson Simonsgard. Getting his first start of the season, Simonsgard, by the way, on the season, 2-0 record, 16 innings pitched as he toes the rubber, kicks and fires the 0-1. To Hopper over to Weinstein. He bobbles it. It gets behind him into right. And he has an error. Jonah, this is not a good start for the field on either side. Both teams now with at least an error. Weinstein gets his 4th of the season.
And the last thing you want to do if you're the Oaks, you jump out to a nice 5-0 start. You capitalize on the errors from the Blues. You don't want to just give it right back to them and give them that extra home motivation and giving them some confidence early on.
To finish off Simonsgard's stats, 2-0 with 15 innings pitched, .96 ERA, 30 strikeouts, 8 walks. Ricky Martinez digs in. .287 batting average from Sacramento State. Takes the first pitch, a fastball at the knees for strike 1. 8 RBIs, 19 runs, 8 for 9 in stolen bases, and 24 strikeouts, which lead the team. The Oaks need to be careful because Price Visitainer over at first is 11 for 12 in stolen bases on the season, which leads the team. But with the power arm of Juan Gonzalez behind the dish, I think they'll be okay. The 0-1, bunt down. It's popped back foul for strike number 2, 0-2 the count. The field for the Oaks, out in right, Milo Beam, DJ Miller in center. Brandon Lewis in left, Chase Cockrell over at first. Max Weinstein occupies second base. Sam Shaken at short. Grant Mayu at third. Behind the dish, Juan Gonzalez. And as I mentioned, Jackson Simonsgard from Oxnard College on the mound. In his 3rd year with the Oaks. Last year he was a starter. Had a 5.34 ERA as a starter and a 2-6 record. This year, though, out of the bullpen, getting his first start today. He's been phenomenal. Checks the runner at first. Peers and fires, though, 2. Cut it and missed for strike 3. Actually, no, it was fouled off. It came off the glove of Gonzalez. It looked like Gonzalez caught it. But just a late tail of the bat, able to tap the ball down for an 0-2 count once again. Martinez also has 8 stolen bases on the season. This Blues team, if anything, are a phenomenal base-stealing team. 0-2 once again runs upstairs. That was a pitch out. They wanted to make sure that Visitainer stayed put at first base. And the train runs right past us over right field. It's a beautiful setting up here, kind of like a backyard baseball-esque feeling, if you will, for those who played back in the day. The train out and right, the ballpark embedded in the forest a little bit in Central California. The lefty pickoff attempt, Visitainer gets back easily. Feel free to tweet at us at Caneo_Oaks on Twitter. He's at Jonah_Malkin. I'm at Johnny Riff with 1F. Or chat with us in the live chat on the YouTube stream. Big thanks to everybody who makes this broadcast possible. 1-2 in. Runs way inside for ball 2. 5 runs, 2 hits, and an error for the Oaks. No runs, no hits, 2 errors for the Blues here in the bottom of the first inning. But they have a runner on first with nobody away. 2-2 count to Martinez. And he's looking to advance Visitainer if possible. Simonsgard checks him. Visitainer takes a nice lead over at first. Simonsgard giving him the stare down. Kicks and fires the 2-2. Visitainer goes, but it's slapped foul, and we'll do it again. That ball way out of play.
And we've talked about it, Johnny, especially with left-handed pitchers on the mound. It's so tough for runners over at first to try and steal because of that elusive eye contact from the pitcher. They're so good at giving the impression like they're throwing to home, and at the last second, try the pickoff attempt over at first.
Visitainer versus Gonzalez. That's what it would be. The mighty arm of Juan Gonzalez behind the dish and the speedster Price Visitainer on the base paths. We'll see if that happens, but Simonsgard steps off. Andrew Ramos waiting on deck. In the hole, Miles Emerson. The Oaks in double play formation, by the way, in the middle infield. The 2-2 from Simonsgaard. Once again, hit foul, straight back, hits off the press box, actually. And we'll do it again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fans continuing to fill in here at Sinsheimer Stadium. Beautiful, beautiful ballpark for fans. They have a hill in the back where fans have picnics, about 1,000 seats that are normally filled. There's a giant Tapatio inflatable out over the right part of the stands. The 2-2 is roped in the shallow left center. Visitator round seconds, go to third. Miller with the throw is not in time, and that will be a single by Martinez. Advances to second on the throw. And Price Visitator over at third, just like that. The Blues, with 2 runners in scoring position, are trying to embed some runs up on the scoreboard of their own.
And this is what I was talking about, Johnny, with the Oaks, that it all started with that error over to Weinstein at second. You don't want to give a home team that's down and feeling like they're playing on their last leg any more life.
Second and third, nobody out, and Andrew Ramos digging in, 282, 9 RBIs, 2 home runs, 5 runs scored. Had his second home run of the season yesterday against the Foresters. Looking to replicate that here, down 5-0, but with 1 swing in the bat, that can be cut to 2. And I guess this is a good thing, though, Jonah, that the Oaks were able to get 5 runs in the top half of the first, because the Blues came to play as well on offense.
You don't want to just give it right back to them, especially early on in the game.
Simonsgaard deals the first pitch away for ball 1. Miles Emerson on deck. Ramos is the number 3 guy in the order. Visitator led off, grounded to second, but Weinstein mishandled it, allowing Visitator to reach first. Then Ricky Martinez roped one in the shallow left center, advancing Visitator to third. Martinez at second, the 1-0 taken at the knees for strike 1, 1-1 the count. And for Simonsgaard, he has done a very good job against teams like the Foresters, the Kalos, the Barons, the Blues back at the early part of the season. So he has had a lot of success on the bullpen, now getting his first start. Struggling a little bit, but not too much just yet. Obviously, it's still early. We'll see what happens. 1-1 from Simonsgaard. Skied towards first base, but foul out of play, and now he's ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sun shining overhead, but the shadows getting somewhat longer on the field. That'll change in about an hour and a half or so. 6 o'clock was our start time. Actually 6:04 for those keeping track, but nonetheless, a later game here. The game tomorrow at 5 o'clock in Santa Barbara. This is game number 2 of the 4-game road trip for the Oaks. As Simonsgaard deals the 1-2. A 2-hopper to short, shaking, gets it, fires it across the diamond. And then the relay over to third is not in time, so the Oaks get 1. Coming in and scoring is Visitator. And Martinez advances to third on the play. 1 away, 5-1 the score, but another run 90 feet away from home plate.
A nice play from Ramos, sacrificing himself on the grounder to short, but does advance Visitator all the way home.
That is an unearned run. Remember, Price Visitator reached base by way of an error. So Simonsgaard does not have an earned run, but nonetheless, that runner at third could be trouble. 1 away, 1 on, 1 around here in the bottom of the first inning. 5 runs, 2 hits, and an error for the Oaks, and 1 run on 1 hit, 2 errors for the Blues. Emerson digs in and takes a first pitch, strike 1. 286 batting average for the San Luis Obispo Mustang. 9 RBIs, a home run, and 6 runs on the season. Looking to advance further on that stat line. 286, not a bad batting average. 0-1. Belted into right field, and that's going to get down and roll. Coming in and scoring is Martinez. Rounding first and going to second is Emerson. The throw from right will get there in time, but Shaken couldn't lay down the tag, and he's safe with an RBI double. This lead now cut to 3, 5-2, and the Blues have another runner in scoring position.
Just like the Oaks were able to take advantage of the 2 errors from the Blues. Blues starting to return the favor and send it back to the Oaks, capitalizing on that 1 error and keeping or advancing those runners in scoring position home. And all of a sudden, what once was a 5-0 ball game has been trimmed down to just a 3-score game.
One away, runner on second, 2 around now in the bottom of the first inning. Oaks still leading 5-2, but the Blues trying to spoil that great start in the top half of the first inning. Marco Murillo steps in at 282 batting average. First pitch, taken at the knees for strike 1. 12 RBIs, only 15 runs. He's also 6 for 7 in stolen bases. A lot of speed on the base paths. The man over at second base, Emerson, does not have a stolen base. He is the cleanup hitter, so not too much speed there, but Oaks can't forget about him. Simonsgaard checks him, toes the rubber from the stretch and deals the 0-1. Swung towards short. That gets into left field. The throw over to third is not in time. And that's another single.
And a heads-up play from Emerson, too. He waited for a split second from Lewis to see what he was going to do. He was halfway down from second to third and realized he had enough time, and now the Blues runners at the corners.
The Blues playing a little follow the leader. The Oaks had 5 in the top half of the first. So far, the Blues have 2, but the tying run now at the plate in the form of Tate Samuelson. And he leads the team in batting average with a 377 stint, 5 RBIs, 5 runs. No home runs, but he sees the field very well. Murillo at first, Emerson at third, the 0-0. Taken for strike 1. Simonsgaard is doing a very good job getting out ahead in these counts, Jonah, but unfortunately, he'll get out ahead and then throw a fastball that these batters can handle into the field.
And it comes with a little uncertainty, unfamiliarity this season, just his first time starting. Normally comes in as a reliever.
0-1. Runs low and away for ball 1. 5 runs, 2 hits, and an error for the Oaks. 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Blues. Simonsgaard takes his time on the mound. Samuelson digs back in. The other San Luis Obispo Mustang. Checks the run at first and deals the 1-1. Popped into shallow right field. Beam runs up to it, makes the catch. Tagging from third home is Emerson. No, he's going to put on the brakes wisely, as that throw would have hosed them, and that's out number 2.
Beautiful play from Beam in right field. Recognized the shallow ball, able to get underneath it and quickly deliver and throw it into the infield to Gonzalez quickly to hold up Emerson over at third.
So 2 outs away, now runners at the corners, and Justin Beck stepping in, a 263 batting average. 15 RBIs, which leads the team. 6 runs scored, and he's 4 for 6 in stolen bases. Looks to continue the inning here for the Blues, down 5-2 with runners at the corners. He represents the tying run. Simonsgaard in the lefty-on-lefty matchup digs in and deals the first pitch for a strike. The 5th consecutive batter of the 6th that he's faced where he's pitched a first pitch strike. So he has that going for them. Unfortunately, though, 3 hits and 2 runs crossing the plate under his realm on the mound. Only 1 earned, though. Takes his time, checks the runner over at first. Locks eyes with Cockrell, takes the sign. Here's and fires the 0-1. Ripped in the right field. Coming in and scoring is Emerson. And the Blues cut the lead to 2, 5-3 on an RBI single by Justin Beck. Advancing to second on the play is Marco Murillo. And 7 batters through the order for the Blues, and they are looking very good on offense as well. This could be a high-scoring game.
It's already certainly looking like a high-scoring game, and the Blues seeing the field extremely well once again, highlighting that crucial error from Weinstein early in the game.
Andy Garrettson now steps in. On the season, a 147 batting average, 3 RBIs, 3 runs from Cal State San Marcos. Runners go, though. Oh, pitches outside. The throw is in time. Juan Gonzalez guns out Marco Murillo. No, they're saying that Mayu dropped the ball and the umpire changed the call. Now head coach David Solis is running out there and to have a conversation with the third base umpire. Now, to me, the tag was laid down before the ball was dropped. He's sending Solis back to the dugout. They're going to now talk about it. Now, if it was on the transfer, then it doesn't matter. That is an out. But if the ball dropped when the tag was laid out and the umpire misread the situation, then he should be safe. This is quite a pickle here. And they're calling him safe, so Solis is going to come back out. They're saying, if you come out, you're about to get ejected. And he said, no, I won't come out. But that's an interesting call, Jonah. It must have been before the transfer.
And it could potentially come to be a game-changing call as well, because now what once could have, the Oaks could have gone out of the inning up 3, but instead, or up 2, I should say, but now another opportunity for the Blues to plate another run.
So Justin Beck over at second. Marco Murillo over at third on the double steal, and Andy Garrettson digging in once again with a 1-0 count. Now Solis is going to come out and have a conversation with Simonsgaard. Nobody warming up in the pen for the Oaks, but two situations that changed the course of this inning. Price Visintainer led off with a grounder to Weinstein. It was routine, but he ended up bobbling it. It went behind him, and Visintainer reached first. And then just now on the double steal, the inning could be over, but they're saying that Mayu dropped the ball over at third base before he applied the tag, which allowed Murillo to get in there safely. And it's not often that an umpire changes a call, but right there he did. And that's a really interesting call. That's something that could change the game, and it seems like the Oaks have been the catalyst of some bad calls, or toss-up calls, if you will, as of late. Obviously, the first one that comes to mind is that out at home plate for the tying run last Saturday when the Oaks were in Arroyo Seco. But nonetheless, you still have to play the game. Garrettson digs back in, 1-0 count, meeting breaks on the mound. And we're back to baseball. 5-3 the score, runners in scoring position, the tying run at second base. A single could possibly tie this game up. The 1-0 runs outside for ball 2. Five runs, 3 hits, and an error for the Oaks. So that's actually 2 hits. 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Blues. 2-0 from Simonsgaard. Paints the outside corner for strike 1.
Big spot for the Oaks right now with 2 outs. Have to just find a way to take out Garrettson and get out of this inning.
On the stretch, a 2-1 offering from Simonsgaard is cut on a miss for strike 2, and that evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Drew Judson waiting on deck. This is the 8th batter in the lineup for the Blues here in the bottom of the first, but the Oaks still somehow clinging to a 5-3 lead. Simonsgaard at the belt, toes the rubber, Pearson fires the 2-2 away, and that brings the count full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. First full count on the day for the Blues. The Oaks had 1 on their side when Milo Beam led off. Payoff pitch, popped up into shallow right center. Weinstein out from second. We'll call everybody off and make the catch for out number 3. Long inning here. 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base. We're through 1 full here from Sinsheimer Stadium. Oaks leading at 5-3.
So we get to the top of the second here.
Top of the second, Sam Shakin steps in and takes the first pitch low for ball 1. 9 1-2 hitters due up for the Oaks here, back at Sinsheimer Stadium, up 5-3. He's Jonah Malkin, I'm Jonathan Rifkin. This is Oaks baseball. Long inning for both teams. Both teams plated 8 runners in the batter's box, or brought up 8 runners, if you will, and the Oaks plated 5 runs. The Blues plated 3. Both teams fighting for a playoff spot. The 1-0 to Shaken runs outside, and he wasn't ready. The umpire wasn't even ready. So that was a practice pitch. We'll do it again. Both the Blues and the Oaks are tied for second place in the CCL Central at 16 and 12 apiece. The 1-0 in the dirt, 2-0. By the way, for Shaken, he's batting .355. That's good for second on the team. 7 RBIs, 17 runs, 14 walks, which leads the team. He was also been hit by a pitch 5 times. Even better stat. 2-0 inside for ball 3. Almost got hit for a 6th time. The Oaks and the Blues are tied for second in the CCL Central. The Forces are foregoing the CCL playoffs, so whoever finishes second will get their bid. 3-0 taken for strike 1. Playoffs begin July 28th. The Oaks have 2 games against the Foresters left tomorrow and Monday, and 1 more game against the Blues left after today, next Wednesday. 3-1 inside ball 4, and the Oaks have a leadoff base runner by way of a walk once again. Second walk on the day by Koska given up, and he starts the second the same way he started the first with a walk. So the man stepping up in the left-handed batter's box now for the Oaks, Milo Beam.
And you talked about it, Johnny. The perfect way to respond to a scoring avalanche from a second team is to provide your own runs of your own. The Oaks struck first with 5. Blues responded with 3, and the best thing the Oaks can do is plate another run for themselves.
Beam shows bunt pulled back. Ball's outside for ball 1. Beam 0 on the day, with a walk, a run scored. Shaken on the season is 4 for 5 in stolen bases, so he can get around if he needs to, not the biggest threat. And he goes here, the 1-0 taken low, but it gets in the dirt. Rounding second and going to third is Shaken to throw. The third is not in time, and Shaken will steal second and advance to third on the wild pitch. And the Oaks have a runner 90 feet away from scoring position with nobody away and a 2-0 count up on the board.
Great base running from Shaken, was already committed fully over to second, then saw the ball get past the glove of Emerson to advance over to third in a perfect situation, nobody out.
2-0 to Beam, roped in the shallow right field. That's going to drop. Shaken will come in and score, and the Oaks take a 6-3 lead on the RBI single by Milo Beam. That is his 18th of the season.
Perfect start, way to respond for the Oaks. You give up 3 runs, you come back and start off the top of the second with a run of your own.
Max Weinstein now 0 for 1 on the day. Reached on error and scored back in the first. Digs in. Runner on first. No away. Beam goes. First pitch cut back. Foul for strike 1. Beam is 7 for 9 on the season in stolen bases. That's good. Tied for second on the team. 6 runs, 4 hits, an error for the Oaks. 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Blues. The Blues kind of hurting themselves by way of errors and wild pitches thus far in the game. Weinstein waiting for the pitch, though. One from Koska. Runs low. Beam goes. The throw is in time, and Beam is gunned down by Miles Emerson for out number 1.
Great throw from Emerson. Beam tried to test his arm a second time, trying to steal twice, and this time has to make the long walk over back to the Oaks dugout.
Base runner eliminated. Weinstein's 1-1, grounded to short. Martinez over to Beck in time for out number 2. 2 quick outs here, 1 around in the inning. Oaks up 6-3 in the top of the second, and Brandon Lewis stepping in now. 0 for 1 on the day with a base reached by way of an error and a run scored as well. Batted .419 for L.A. Pierce Junior College this past year. Takes the 0-0 in the dirt for ball 1. Koska on the day, 3 hits, 6 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Struggling just a bit in his first start of the season, Pearson fires the 1-0. Low once again for ball 2. Grant Mayu on deck in the hole, DJ Miller. 2 away, 2-0 count to Lewis, 2-0 dealt low and inside for ball 3. Lewis was committed to CSUN a couple of years ago, wow, a couple of weeks ago, but decided to decommit. 3-0. Sliced into center field. Running up on it is Judson, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. Not a good decision by the freshman to swing on a 3-0, but the Oaks are done through the top of the second inning. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. 6-3 the score. Oaks lead it as we hit the break. Blues trying to damage control and try to get back in this one in the bottom half of the second. You're watching Oaks baseball on KDTV. plate, so he missed that first pitch. Nonetheless, though, Simonsgaard back on the mound. Judson batting .306 on the season with 13 RBIs, 6 runs. In the number 9 spot today from Hendrix College in Arkansas. Oaks were able to plate 1 run in the top half of the inning. Looking to damage control now after they gave up 3 in the first. The 1-1 leapt into shallow left field, but shaken from short will make the catch for out number 1. 1 away. Back to the top of the order we go for Bryce Visentainer on the day for Visentainer. 0 for 1. He reached on an error his first time up. Came around to score thereafter back in the first of the 3 runs that the Blues plated. 6 runs, 4 hits, and an error for the Oaks. 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Blues. Hope everybody's enjoying their beautiful Thursday afternoon. 0-0 belts the left shoulder of Visentainer, and he will be on first base. A hit by a pitch. And the Oaks have to be careful. Visentainer with a lot of speed over at first. He displayed it in the last inning. He is not the guy you want to put on base.
Visentainer will take the walk, but he'll take the bruise with it. Oaks just have to focus in on Martinez, maybe look for double play, which right now they're in double play formation.
1 away, Visentainer at first by way of a hit by a pitch, and Simonsgaard looking to get Martinez, who's stepping in now 1 for 1 on the day with a single and a run scored to hit into that double play. 1 away, Oaks up 6-3 though. Oh, cut foul back for strike 1. 6 runs, 4 hits, an error for the Oaks. 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Blues. The Blues open up a 2-game road trip in Santa Barbara tomorrow. Or excuse me, on Saturday and Sunday, have a day off tomorrow. The Oaks will be in Santa Barbara tomorrow. Simonsgaard checks Visentainer at first and deals the 0-1 over the heart of the plate for strike 2. Rough take from Martinez, a good pitch from Simonsgaard.
And that's the type of throws we're accustomed to seeing Simonsgaard, especially when he's typically in that relieving role. He's so good with his fastball, and right now putting it on full display, especially on that inside corner.
0-2, Simonsgaard toes the rubber. Sets and fires the 0-2, fouled off towards right field, but out of play, and we'll do it again. Oaks coming off a series split, the week series split, I should say, with the SoCal Cats. Lost the first game in the bottom of the 11th inning, 6-5. Yesterday, won after that in Biola, 7-3. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away, 1 on. Simonsgaard deals. In the dirt, blocked by Gonzalez. Visentainer caught off first. The back pick, not in time. Yeah, it is not in time. And Visentainer gets back.
Gonzalez nearly had a back pick attempt yesterday against the Catch that got rejected, and he responded throwing out a runner trying to steal over at second.
Visentainer coming to today had 55 total bases. That led the team. 11 for 12 in stolen bases. That also leads the team. We'll see here if he tests it. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Visentainer goes. The pitch, though, slapped foul. And we'll do it again as Visentainer will have to make the walk back to first base.
And Simonsgaard's very fortunate on that play because Visentainer had a great jump and lead off already going over to second. There was no way a throw would have caught him. And now the southpaw gets to adjust and perhaps try and pick him off at first.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away, 1 on. Simonsgaard, Pearson fires. The 1-2. Slap towards right once again, but foul. And for a 4th straight time, we'll do it at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Martinez again, another great at-bat here, fighting off pitches. It's 1-2.
Pearson fires. The 1-2. Slap towards right once again.
1 ball and 2 strikes to count here. As
Oaks up 6-3, clinging to that 3-run lead, and it is just so important with both these teams fighting for that playoff spot. The 1-2, Visentainer goes, and once again fouled back. We'll do it for a 5th straight time now at 1-2.
And this is the benefit that Simonsgaard finds himself in because he's ahead in the count 1-2. Martinez doesn't have the luxury of taking a pitch and letting Visentainer sprint to second. So if he doesn't try and make a play on the ball and swing, he could bring 2 away for the Blues.
8th pitch of that bat, Simonsgaard, pickoff attempt. Visentainer back easily. Cockrell keeping Vizintainer over at first.
One out here, Judson's fly out.
Judson popped out to short his first time up to lead off the second. Vizintainer was hit by a pitch, 1-2. Nope, another pickoff attempt. Vizintainer getting back once again easily. The Blues and the Oaks all knotted up at 16-12 in the CCL. Winner of the Central, or that is the second place team of the Central, will get into the playoffs, and both these teams currently tied for second. Still have another matchup. 1-2, Vizintainer goes, swung and fouled back again. 9 pitches in that bat, and we're only at a 1-2 count up on the board.
Well, the good thing for Vizintainer is clearly he didn't get his early morning sprints in, and now he's getting an opportunity to kind of get a brief workout in the bottom of the second.
He's running suicides along the first base line. Martinez really fighting to stay alive here. Simonsgaard going right at him, but you have to think that Simonsgaard may waste a pitch here. Martinez takes the 10th pitch upstairs, 2-2 the count. That was a pitch out. They just wanted to make sure that Vizintainer wasn't testing.
Slowly but surely, the count has run even at 2-2 yet again.
10 pitches in this at-bat, 2-2 the count, though. Martinez takes a couple of practice swings, shoulders the bat over his right shoulder. The southpaw on the mound, checks Vizintainer at first. Toes the rubber. And time is called.
Time is granted to him.
That's a late call to ask for time. It seemed like Simonsgaard was getting ready for his windup, and Martinez able to back out just at the last minute.
Typically, umpires won't grant time in the stretch. 2-2, Vizintainer goes inside. The throw is not in time, and Vizintainer is in with his 12th stolen base of the season. A full count now up on the board to Martinez.
Safe on the stolen base, so not too tired with Price after 3 sprints down to second that he was called back on. A foul ball finally gets a pitch out of the zone that Martinez takes, so it's a full count here.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away, 1 on. Oaks up 6-3 here in the bottom of the second inning. Vizintainer takes a nice lead. The payoff pitch. Ripped towards second. Weinstein gets it over to first. Advancing the third on the play is Vizintainer, but 2 outs away now, or 2 away now, here in the bottom of the second inning.
And now a good spot for the Oaks. Obviously, you don't want any runners at the corners in scoring position, but now with 2 away, you can make the easy play to first or try and force a pop-up, or if you're Simonsgaard, really, you're thinking about a strikeout.
4 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, no walks, no strikeouts under Simonsgaard's belt. He has hit a batter, though. Andrew Ramos digging in, 0 for 1 on the day with an RBI ground out. We'll look to try to advance that runner at third with 2 away. The first pitch to him runs upstairs for ball 1. Ramos from the University of the Cumberlands in the Midwest, batting .280 now on the season with 9 RBIs. Trying to get his 10th. He can get a ball in no man's land. Simonsgaard peers and fires the 1-0. Fouled back, and that'll leave in the count of 1 ball and 1 strike. The lights coming on here at Sinsheimer, though. Plenty of sunlight still. They're just warming up for when the sun officially sets. In about 45 minutes, an hour from now. But almost an hour in the game, actually 50 minutes, and we're only in the bottom of the second inning. Combined 9 runs through the first inning and a half. 1-1. Slap towards right. Running back on it is Beam, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base through 2 full here at Sinsheimer. Oaks up 6-3. Baby. Back here at Sinsheimer, Oaks up 6-3. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks baseball on KDTV. Grant Mayu in the number 4 spot. Leads things off here in the top of the 3rd. Koska's pitch, runs inside for ball 1. On the day for Mayu, 0 for 1. With a pop out to short. Fans still trickling in here at Sinsheimer. About 800, 900 fans. Not unlike a day here at Sinsheimer. A 1-0 runs inside 2-0 because they average about 700, 800 fans a game. They had over 1,000 fans a couple of days ago. 2-0, low and away for ball 3. And just like that, 3 balls, no strikes up on the board for Mayu.
And right now what you're seeing from the Oaks, every single one of them have gone off to a better start ahead in the count.
3-0, taken low for ball 4. And Grant Mayu does what the first 2 Oaks batters did in the first and second, drawing a walk. 3 now on the game for Koska. And he has now walked the leadoff batter in all 3 of the innings he's pitched in this game. Mayu over at first. He is 7 for 7 in stolen bases on the season. We'll see if they send him with DJ Miller digging in. Shows bunt, gets it down. Back to the middle. Koska gets it, fires it over to first in time, but the sacrifice does its job. And Mayu advances to second base with 1 away.
A nice sacrifice bunt from Miller puts Mayu in scoring position at second. Once again, with his type of speed, but more importantly, Mayu is such a smart base runner. And 1 base hit that can get past the infield might just be enough to bring him home and extend the Oaks lead.
By the way, now Miller still 1 for 1, but he has 2 RBIs and a sacrifice now. Chase Cockrell steps in. He had that 2 RBI home run back in the first inning over the left center field fence. Shout out to his mom, Sandra, who I'm sure was elated to see her son belt one out of here at Sinsheimer. That was Koska's first home run given up of the season. 1 away, 1 on, though. 0 taken low for ball 1. 6 runs, 4 hits, and an error for the Oaks. 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Blues. Cockrell digs back in. Koska appears and fires the 1-0. Swung on and missed for strike 1. 1's across the board now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. Oaks in the second game of the 4-game road trip. They won yesterday 7-3 in Biola. Up right now. They'll be in Santa Barbara and Pasadena in the next 2 days. 1-1, swung on and missed for strike 2. They'll finish off the weekend back home on Sunday against the Ventura County Pirates. And then on Monday against the Foresters, 1-2. A curveball outside evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oaks want to thank their sponsors, Roadrunner Shuttle, for the game. The Oaks to and from their away games safely. We'll get back to those sponsors here in just a moment. Koska checks Mayu at second. Mayu takes a nice lead. The 2-2 in, runs in the dirt past the glove of Emerson, and that'll be a wild pitch advancing Mayu over to third base. The Oaks now have a runner 90 feet away from home plate and a full count up on the board for Chase Cockrell.
Second wild pitch now for the Blues that has advanced a runner for the Oaks from second to third. So once again, runner in scoring position.
Payoff pitch, runner at third. Koska deals. Taken low for ball 4. It actually gets away from Emerson, but Mayu will stay at third, and that is another walk. 4 now on the game for Koska. The Oaks have runners at the corners with only 1 away. Cody Santana stepping in. To finish off the sponsors, besides Roadrunner, Jimmy John Sandwiches, Cronies Bar and Grill in Newberry Park, and Joseph Sweet, orthopedic surgeon in Oxnard, California. Every Oaks sponsor is an important part of the Oaks family. Santana 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout looking, digs in. Cockrell at first, Mayu at third, 1 away. 0-0 away for ball 1. Oaks up 6-3 in a highly touted game. The winner of this game will take sole possession of second place in the Central, which means the playoff spot. 1-0 in the dirt once again, 2-0. Santana came into this game with only 14 strikeouts under his belt, now 15. Batting average dipped to just 259 now. 2-0, another pitch in the dirt, and Koska is in danger of loading the bases here by way of another walk, already 4 in the game here in the first 3 innings. Takes the sign and deals the 3-0. Low for ball 4, and he does load the bases. A 4-pitch walk drawn by Santana. Cockrell over to second. Mayu stays put at third. And now Juan Gonzalez who's 0 for 1 on the day, will step in with a fly out to right, but he is going to look to change that as head coach Marple will walk out to the mound and have a conversation with his pitcher.
And for the Oaks, it's good that they've set themselves up in a position to have the bases loaded, but it doesn't do any good if you can't convert and bring any home. We've seen the struggles that this team has had with runners in scoring position, the bases loaded, but right now it seems like they have a changed mindset and they're playing with much more intensity and a focus in this game.
Well, it looks like Koska's day is going to be done, and Tyson Qualis, the former Oak, will stride out to the mound. We're going to take a break. Bases loaded, up 6-3. The Oaks looking to put it straight to the brand new pitcher from Cal State Monterey. More on him and the entire inning when we come back. You're watching Oaks baseball. Bases loaded, new pitcher. Tyson Qualis toes the rubber, kicks and fires the first pitch for ball 1 to Juan Gonzalez. Bases loaded. Jack Koska's day is done. 2 1/3 innings pitched. 3 hits, 6 runs, 3 earned, 5 walks, and a strikeout. 1-0 runs outside for ball 2. Tyson Qualis from Cal State Monterey by way of Oxnard College digging in. On the season, a 0 ERA. In 4 innings pitched. Remember, he was with the Oaks last year. 2-0. Sky deep to left field. That goes over the wall, but it will be foul. A couple of feet left from a grand slam for Juan Gonzalez. Put 2 balls and a strike up on the board.
Oh, wow. Blues got fortune on that one. Gonzalez had a great rip deep into left field, but it just drifted foul.
2-1 from Qualis. Runs low and inside for ball 3. 3-1 the count. Qualis had 22 innings pitched as an Oak last year. He was a two-way player for head coach David Solis. Took the season off in the playoffs, though, as he peers and fires the 3-1. Way outside for ball 4. He'll walk in the run, and Oaks take a 7-3 lead. 3 consecutive walks now combined between Koska and Qualis. That puts Gonzalez at first, brings home Mayu. Cockle over to third, Santana to first. And that run is earned to Koska. Now he has 4 earned runs.
Oaks just staying nice and patient in the batter's box, not forcing anything, taking the pitches they're given.
Sam Shakin steps in and takes a pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. 0 for on the day with a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored. Qualis, by the way, for the Oaks last year at a sub-2 ERA in those 22 innings pitched. Two-way player. He also was batting .500 on the season. Deals the 0-1. Bunt down. Pulled back. They're saying that he did not go around. Ball 1. 1-1. They count 1 away, and the bases all knotted up. 7-3 our score here in the top of the third. An hour into the game, and we're only 2.5 in. Qualis deals the 1-1. Slapped back against the fence, and we'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shaken, still batting .355. Leads the team with 15 walks now. after he drew that walk back in the second inning. Looking to do some more damage for the Oaks. Qualis Pearson fires the 1-2, a curveball. Slapped in the left field. 1 run comes in. Santana will be held up at third, and the Oaks take an 8-3 lead here on the RBI single by Sam Shaken.
Just a much better start. You can see it from the Oaks. They've come in playing desperate, and it's showing right now. They're capitalizing, converting on the errors. They're drawing walks. They're making pitchers have to throw and pitch around them, and then they're swinging on optimal balls, and it's showing as they're leading 8-3.
Santana at third, Gonzalez at second, Shaken at first. Milo Beam in the top part of the order takes the first pitch high for ball 1. He's 1 for 1 on the day with a walk, a run scored, and an RBI single. He was caught stealing, however, back in the second. Bases loaded, 1-0 count. Bunt shown, gets down, but foul down the third base line. 1-1 the count. 8 runs, 6 hits. Actually, 5 hits for the Oaks and an error. 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Blues. Bases all occupied here for Conejo. And Beam will take the long walk back home after he advanced to first base on the bunt, but went foul. Beam has reached base twice thus far in the game, looking for a third time here in his 3rd straight appearance at the plate in as many innings. He's 1 for 1 with 2 at-bats. The 1-1, swung and a miss for strike 2. Qualis, when he was choosing to transfer, chose between Hawaii Pacific and Cal State Monterey and chose Monterey, but he redshirted his freshman year. 1-2, swung and missed for strike 3. Down goes Beam on strikeouts, the first on the day for Qualis, only the second collectively for the Blues. That'll bring him Max Weinstein 0 for 2 on the day with a ground out, and he reached on error back in the first and came around to score, thereafter.
That's a big out for the Blues now. Just 1 away to get out of the top of the 3rd.
0-0 up and away for ball 1. Shaken at first, Gonzalez at second, Santana at third. 1-0 dealt from Qualis, runs away for ball 2. 2 teammates, Santana and Qualis, on last year's Conejo Oaks team, a team that made it to the championship but lost to the Foresters. Now facing each other in the batter's box. 2-0 runs away for ball 3. And Qualis was telling me before the game that if he faces Santana, he's going to throw a first pitch strike Weinstein is going to throw a first pitch strike to try to get Weinstein to swing, but now down to count 3-0, ball 4 now. As the 3-0 runs upstairs, another walk. The final run earned towards Koska. He now has 6. The rest of the runs that could come across the plate will be by way of Tyson Qualis. The Oaks up 9-3 now, scoring 3 in the inning.
Just an unbelievable start for the Oaks. They've jumped out aggressive out of the gates. Most importantly, they've stayed patient. They've been able to plate 3 runs just on walks alone.
And if anybody's going to get a grand slam, it's going to be Brandon Lewis. Base is still loaded. Gonzalez at third, Shaken at second, Max Weinstein at first. Brandon Lewis stepping in 0 for 2 with an error, or he reached on error, scored and flew out to center. 5 home runs on the season to lead the team. Now remember, the Oaks not as offensively talented by way of power as they were last year. Chad Spanberg got 11 home runs for them. Lewis leading the team with 5 this year. First pitch runs away for ball 1. And he likes hitting left-handed pitchers, so Qualis needs to be careful. But you can't pitch around him after already giving up 2 walks. Qualis deals the 1-0. Taken at the knees for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 9 runs, 5 hits, and an error for the Oaks. 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Blues. Qualis comes set off the stretch. Pearson fires the 1-1. Curveball low for ball 2.
Good eye from Lewis.
So 2 balls and 1 strike here.
2-1 to the LA Pierce Junior College product. Qualis deals the 2-1 upstairs. And 3-1 now. Qualis really struggling on the mound, has only thrown 2 strikes. Has only recorded 1 out on a strikeout by Beam. Actually 3 strikes, my mistake. The righty digs back in, the southpaw on the rubber. 3-1 offering, swung and a miss for strike 2, and now the count's full. Lewis was fooled by the late break on that pitch. Could have been ball 4 as it was in the dirt, but he was way out ahead in it. Payoff pitch from Qualis. Runners go high and deep to left field, and you can kiss it goodbye. A grand slam by Brandon Lewis. His first of the season, the 6th home run that he has belted over a wall this year, and the Oaks take a 13-3 lead. One swing of the bat, 4 runs across the plate, and the Oaks really pouring it in now.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that's all I have to say, because this is just unbelievable. You called it, bases loaded, and if there was someone who could do it, it would be the big bat of Brandon Lewis. And the Oaks have blown this game out open here in the top of the 3rd.
Now we're back to where we began this inning with Grant Mayu, where he walked and came around to score. All 4 of those runs are given up by Qualis, by the way, and they're all earned. First pitch to Mayu, up and away for ball 1. 13 runs on 6 hits and an error for the Oaks. 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Blues. Qualis peers and fires. The 1-0 up and in for ball 2. Brandon Lewis with a grand slam over the left field wall here. The first home run given up by Qualis on the season. 2-0 taken over the outside corner for strike 1. Mayu on the day 0 for 1 with a pop out and a walk. He has a run scored as well. The Oaks up by 10 right here. A 7-run 3rd inning. 2-1 in for ball 3. DJ Miller waiting on deck. 2 away. The 2 outs came by way of DJ Miller, who was the 2nd batter of the inning, and Milo Beam, who was the 8th or 7th batter of the inning. 13-3, still in the top of the 3rd. Qualis Pearson fires the 3-1 on the outside corner for strike 2, and a full count here for Mayu. Lewis had a full count in the last at-bat and just tore the seams off the ball. Payoff pitch. That one's belted in the left field, but out of play. We'll do it again.
And what that does, the grand slam from Lewis and just all the hitting from the Oaks, it just instills confidence in everyone else that they can step up into the plate and swing freely.
Payoff pitch once again, swung and a miss for strike 3, and Qualis finally gets out of the inning, not before 7 runs come around on only 2 hits. No errors and nobody left on base. The grand slam by Brandon Lewis caps off a 7-run inning for the Oaks. They lead it 13-3 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back.
Looking to get back in this game right now.
Bottom of the 3rd, back here at Sinsheimer. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks Baseball on KDTV. 13-3, our score. Oaks leading it after a 7-run 3rd inning, capped off by Brandon Lewis's grand slam. Miles Emerson, the cleanup batter, digs in and takes the first pitch from Simonsgard for ball 1. He's 1 for 1 on the day with an RBI double and a run scored. The Cal Poly Mustang digging back in, trying to chip away at this big lead here early. The 1-0 ripped towards 3rd, but foul. That'll leave the count of 1 ball and a strike. The Oaks were able to bring out 11 batters, actually 10 batters in the inning. And it ended where they started off with Grant Mayu. Emerson, 288 batting average now. 10 RBIs on the season after he got that RBI back in the first inning. 1-1 from Simonsgard, popped up into center field. Miller trots over to his left a little bit forward and makes the catch for out number 1. Simonsgard now looks a little bit more settled on the mound. Yes, we've only seen one batter in this inning, Jonah, but knowing that his offense has provided a 10-run lead has to feel good as a pitcher.
And it certainly has to imbue in him extra confidence, because you don't have to worry about, oh, if one base hit gets past the infield, it's gonna cost us the game. No, they have those extra insurance runs, but that'll give Simonsgard much more freedom on the mound.
First pitch into Murillo, taken upstairs for ball 1. Marco Murillo on the day, 1 for 1 with a single and a stolen base, but he was stranded on third back in the first inning. Simonsgard peers and fires the 1-0 inside for ball 2. And yeah, for Simonsgard, he can sit on the mound and kind of play his game, knowing that he has a substantial lead here in the bottom of the third inning. It is still early, and crazy things have happened. This would be quite crazy if the Blues could come from a 13-3 deficit all the way back and make it competitive. But it's really hard, especially after they came back 4-1 last night in the bottom of the ninth and won. 2-0 from Simonsgard, cut on a miss for strike 1.
Definitely don't want to speak it into existence in the words of LeVar Ball. That's the last thing you want to do.
LeVar Ball thinks that everything he says, though, becomes reality. So we'll see. I think I had a good one last inning, 2-1, swung and a miss for strike 2. I said that Brandon Lewis, if anybody could hit a grand slam, he would, and he did. So you know what? If you will it is no dream. And right now, Simonsgard trying to will on a strikeout. 2-2 in. Popped up towards right, but out of play, and we'll do it again. 13 runs, 8 hits, or actually 6 hits and an error for the Oaks. That's crazy, only 6 hits for them. They've drawn a total of 6 walks and 2 errors, though. That's why they've been scoring so much. 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Blues. Murillo digs back in. Simonsgard Pearson fires the 2-2. Jammed, but popped back, and we'll do it again for a third straight time at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tate Samuelson waiting on deck in the hole. Justin Beck 1 away. Blues having a rough day. And the Oaks showing their offensive talent. A team that is trying to get into the playoffs, tied with the Blues, and really putting it all over the field. The 2-2, up and away, but swung and a miss for strike 3. Murillo goes down, the first strikeout on the day for Simonsgard, and 2 quick outs here for the Oxnard product.
And you talked about it now, really dealing and feeling comfortable on the mound, and it's showing in his pitches.
First pitch to Samuelson. Cut back for strike 1. 0 for 1 on the day for Samuelson, the other Cal Poly product from this team. Fly out to right. Milo Beam out there waiting for him to fly up another one if he gets it. Simonsgard toes the rubber, takes the sign from Gonzalez. Pearson fires the 0-1. Popped up out of play once again, and now Simonsgard ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes. Sun beginning to set to our right. Shadows creeping up here on the field, though. 2 runs upstairs for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 in. Taken in on the knees for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Oaks up 13-3. It says they have 6 hits up on the board, but they actually have 5. We'll see here if our crew here at Sinsheimer will change that for us. 2-2. Upstairs, ball 3. So a good eye there from Samuelson in the batter's box, making Simonsgard work. Simonsgard off the stretch. The belt deals the 2-2 inside And I guess that was actually 3-2. They forgot to put the ball up on the board. So that's a walk with 2 away, drawn by Tate Samuelson. He's over at first base. The first walk given up by Simonsgaard. He has hit a batter, however. With 2 away and a runner on, Justin Beck will step in and RBI single his first time up. He RBI'd the last run that the Blues have scored. Oaks up 13-3 here in the bottom of the third. Beck digging in, runner at first. Southpaw on southpaw matchup here. First pitch skied over in foul territory towards first. Cockrell will make an attempt at it, but it'll just bloop over into the bullpen for strike 1. On first base, Samuelson 2 for 4 on the season in stolen bases. I'd very much doubt that he would try to run, because the last thing you want to do is be that last out of the inning by way of a caught stealing, and especially with Gonzalez behind the plate, it's very hard to steal from him. No balls and a strike. Samuelson takes a step and a half lead off of first base. Simonsgaard locks eyes with him, toes the rubber, gloves that ball, and deals the 0-1. Swipe towards left, but just foul along the line for strike 2. The crowd here not too happy with that call from the umpire, but it did look like it just squeaked into foul territory. And Simonsgaard will take it. 13 runs, 5 hits, and an error for the Oaks. 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Blues. Runner on first, 2 away, 0-2 count. The San Jose Spartan digs back in. Simonsgaard on the mound, toes the rubber, checks the runner at first, and fires in the 0-2 offering. A 2-hopper over to first. Cockrell underhanded to Simonsgaard in time for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We're through 3 full here. Oh, actually 1 left on base, excuse me. We're through 3 full here from Sinsheimer Stadium. Oaks leading it 13-3. Top of the 4th, back here at Sinsheimer. Oaks up 13-3 for the play-by-play of the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. My broadcasting partner, Jonah Malkin.
Thank you, Jonathan. Great job as always, and wow, what a start to this game. DJ Miller steps in, lines one into the glove of Koalas for a quick out number 1. No time to breathe here. That'll put 1 out now for the Oaks in the top of the 4th. They lead it 13-3. Yes, that number is correct. The Oaks plated 7 runs in the 3rd inning, capped off by a grand slam from Brandon Lewis. And quickly, Cockrell lines one into left center field for a base hit. Cockrell's been phenomenal today. Already has a 2-run homer. Has drawn a walks, come around to score twice. And now getting on base once again.
Jonah, I almost feel bad that we didn't come back a little bit earlier and give you some time to breathe, because as soon as I tossed it to you, a line out over to first on one pitch and then a line drive to left center on the second pitch.
Sometimes that's just
yeah, but
how
you know
the
what?
game
You're pretty in shape guy. You have a pretty good lung capacity for air.
Cody Santana steps in, watches the first curveball drop on the outside corner for strike
Yeah,
one.
I'm not too worried about you, Jonah. Sometimes I worry, but not because of that.
I appreciate that, Johnny. I guess kind of a backhanded compliment, you could say.
Ouch.
0-1, one hopper to first, the play to second's one out, the relay to first is in time for a beautiful 1-4-3 double play, and quickly the Oaks 3 up, 3 down in the top of the fourth, but they still lead it 13-3. The Blues going to try and plate some runs and get back in this game, heading into the bottom of the fourth when we come back. Bottom of the fourth we go here at Sinsheimer Field. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jonah Malkin. Alongside me is Jonathan Rifkin. Oaks lead it 13-3. And Andy Gerritsen for the Blues to lead off in the 8th spot. Drew Judson to round out the bottom of the order behind him. Jackson Simonsgaard still on the mound. Fires the first pitch inside for ball 1. And Price Visentainer at the top of the order in the hole. Blues trying to generate some offense in the bottom of the fourth. Simonsgaard fires the 1-0. Fastball low and inside for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Special day in Sinsheimer Field because the Blues mascot, the Sandwich Obispo Blues Bank mascot's been in attendance. So yes, if you see
I feel special,
big mascot
Jonah.
Of a sandwich running around.
We'll try to find him. How about that? We'll try to find him. We'll try to get him on camera. Give him some camera time, some free promotion here.
Blues do a great job with their promoting as the 2-0 from Simonsgaard misses inside once again for 3-0.
He's around. I think he's in the kids zone right now. I think he's jumping on the bounce house out there, Jonah.
So for Gerritsen, up in the count 3-0. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out or a pop-up to second. Simonsgaard deals the 3-0, taken on the outside corner for strike 1. But the fans here in great attendance, about 600 to 700 people. 3-1 from Simonsgaard is skied high into left field. Brandon Lewis will take a couple steps back and make the catch for out number 1. And an entire flipping the switch. The last time that the Oaks played here at Sinsheimer Park, the first time that an Oaks batter was able to reach on base came in the 5th inning in a game in which they were only able to generate 4 hits through the entire game. No runs, ended up losing 3-0. First pitch to Judson is popped into shallow right field, and Beam will make the catch for a quick 2 outs.
Wow, Joan, it seems like after the first hour and 10 minutes occupied the first 3 innings, this 4th inning is going by very, very quick, and I think both these teams are kind of happy about it, though the Blues are not down and out just yet because we are early in this game. The Oaks are just trying to leave now and take the 2.5-hour trek back down to Cal Lutheran with a win under their belt.
They're certainly playing with a sense of urgency. Simonsgaard's first pitch to Visintainer runs inside for ball 1. Visintainer's been one of the few bright spots for the Blues in this game. He's reached first both times, once on an error, then hit by a pitch. The 1-0 grounded into left field for another base hit, and Visintainer trying single-handedly to bring the Blues back in this game. Just the 5th hit given up from Simonsgaard on the day, with Ricky Martinez to step in. He's 1 for 2. Hit a single and then advanced over to second when Weinstein was trying to throw over to third to catch Visintainer running. Also came around to score once, but grounded one to Weinstein at second. For the shortstop from Sacramento State, waves that bat over his right shoulder. Simonsgaard deals the first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Oaks jumped out to a 5-0 lead in the top of the first. Blues responded with 3 of their own, and the Oaks have gone on an 8-run run. 0-1 is popped into shallow right, and that's going to drop for a base hit. So consecutive base hits from Visintainer, and now Martinez gives the Blues a runner in scoring position.
Oaks have Alonzo Garcia warming up in their pen, by the way. So Simonsgaard, who hasn't pitched a poor day, but still giving up a number of hits with a 13-3 lead. We'll see how short the leash is on him with Garcia warming up in the pen right now.
2 outs for the Blues. Andrew Ramos in the 3rd spot, DHing in today's game to step in. He's 0 for 2, but does have an RBI. Ended up bringing the first run home for the Blues in their attempt to creep their way back into the game. But runners at first and second. Simonsgaard takes the sign from Gonzalez. Working out of the stretch, checks the runner at second. Fires the first pitch. Low below the strike zone for ball 1. Ramos yesterday against the Foresters was 1 for 3 with 1 run scored and 2 strikeouts. Hasn't been able to get a hit today, though. Simonsgaard checks Visintainer at second. Deals the fastball up and away for 2-0. And the last time, or I should say actually last year, when the Oaks came down here, or up here I should say, it was a series finale with a chance to make the playoffs as the 2-0 is ripped into left field. Lewis will track it down, rounding third, and coming home is Visintainer. The throw to third is not going to get there in time. And the Blues trying to cut the deficit. They're down 13-4 on the RBI single from Emerson, or from Ramos.
Martinez moves up to third on the double, and the Blues get 1 back here, and they have a couple more runners in scoring position.
And it looked like Martinez and Mayu took a bit of a collision out in third base. Looks like both are going to be okay. Nice RBI double from Ramos. Brings Visintainer home, sends Martinez to third. And Blues now down 13-4 in the bottom of the 4th. Still a daunting task to try and get back in it, but you have to take it 1 run, 1 batter at a time.
Yeah, down by 9, but they still are out hitting the Oaks. Think about that. You're down by 9, but you have more hits than the team beating you. That is a frustrating stat.
First pitch taken from Emerson for strike 1. Emerson's 1 for 2 with an RBI double as well in the first. Came around to score and flew out to center. So 2 away. Simonsgaard deals the 0-1. Tapped foul back for 0-2. And as I was saying, in the season finale last season, both the Oaks and the Blues were tied, vying for the last playoff spot when the Oaks won 12-4. Along with some help, as the 0-2 runs outside for ball one. They got some help from the Healdsburg Prune Packers, beating the Neptune Beach Pearl with a loss from them, and the Oaks winning here in Sinsheimer last season. They were able to advance to the postseason as the 1-2 is skied into foul play, and we'll do it again at 1-2.
Jonah, I'm still looking for the sandwich mascot.
When we find him, we will let you know. It really is a great
I hope he
promotion.
didn't leave. I think he was in the kids zone. I hope he didn't leave because he needs some camera time.
If you do spot him, it's the Sandwich Obispo Blues Bank mascot, one of the main supporters of the
You're
San
going to make
Luis
me have a
Obispo
Freudian
Blues.
slip.
And the 1-2 drops on the outside corner for strike three. Down goes Emerson. Simonsgaard has his second strikeout of the day, and the Oaks still lead at 13-4 heading into the top of the fifth. Eight, 9, and 1 batters due up for the Oaks in the top of the fifth. They lead at 13-4 over the San Luis Obispo Blues. Gonzalez steps in and swings one into the glove of Emerson for strike one. Tyson Qual is still on the mound for the Blues, entering his second full inning of work. We'll give you his stats after this second pitch. 0-1, just misses inside for ball one. In this game, he's just given up 3 hits, 4 runs, all of which were earned, no walks and 2 strikeouts. The 1-1 is slapped into right center field for a base hit. That's going to hit the wall, and Gonzalez is on with a stand-up double to get things started for the Oaks in the top of the fifth.
Gonzalez seeing the field well here on that one. Getting it into no man's land and getting on base with extra base hits.
Right center field gap. Rolls up to the wall there, and just like that.
And for Qualis, he came in a difficult spot. Had to step in with the bases loaded. Ended up bringing all those, or 2 of those runs, and then gave up that grand slam to Brandon Lewis. Absolute shot over the left part of the wall, and Sam Shakin will step in now. First pitch to him, drops in on the inside corner for strike one. Shakin's had a phenomenal day as well, 1 for 1 with an RBI single. He drew a walk in the second inning and ultimately came around to score for the Valparaiso Crusader. The 0-1 to him gets past the glove of Emerson. Gonzalez will get to second, or to third, I should say. Now be a passed ball. So 1-1 the count. Oaks have split the series versus the Blues 2-2. They took 2 of 3 at Sparky Anderson early this year and then lost 3-0 at the end of July as the 1-1 misses outside for 2-1. Also playing game 2 of 4 in this road game stretch. They'll play in Santa Barbara tomorrow and in Pasadena on Saturday as the 2-1 runs outside for 3-1.
Shaken showing why he's leading the team in walks. Doesn't bite at anything outside of the zone. Qual is trying to get him to swing at a bad pitch, but he won't take the bait.
3-1 from Qualis is slapped into center. And Shaken has an RBI single again, bringing Gonzalez home, and the Oaks lead at 14-4.
3-1 count, a very good hitter's count. Tyson Qualis thought that with Shaken taking all those pitches, he could get a fastball at the knees. Shaken able to dig that one out of the low part of the strike zone, get it into center field, and bring in Gonzalez. Oaks really in the driver's seat today.
And back to the top of the order we go with Milo Beam. Qualis' first pitch catches the outside corner for strike 1. Beam is 1 for 2 with an RBI single as well, a strikeout, a walk, and a run scored. 0-1, drops outside for ball 1. So 1-1 the count. Nobody away in the top of the 5th. Sam Shaken over at first. And the curveball slaps Beam in the back. That'll send him over to first, advancing Shaken to second, and the Oaks once again have a runner in scoring position.
And how about that? The leadoff batters in today's game on both sides getting hit by pitches. And not a good omen if your pitcher's on the mound. The problem, though, is that the Oaks are up 14-4, so they have some leeway. For Qualis, the last thing you want to do is put some speed at first base.
Max Weinstein steps in, lays off the first fastball in the outside corner for strike 1. He's been struggling today. He's 0 for 2, did come around to score in the first on the air. Was 0 for 5 yesterday against the Catch. Slaps the 0-1 slow roller. The first pitch, the first throw to second. The relay to first gets over the head of Beck into the dugout. And Sam Shaken will come home on an error. Beam will advance to third, and Weinstein advances to second. Oaks now lead at 15-4 on another error from the Blues. That's their third of the game.
Shaken will score there, so Oaks get another run on a rare throwing error by Martinez.
So Beam was tagged out on the putout as Lewis takes the first pitch for strike 1. Weinstein advanced to first on the fielder's choice and then advanced to second on the error. 0-1 from Lewis. 2-hopper grounded to third. The play to first in time for out number 2. So 2 away now for the Oaks in the top of the 5th. They lead at 15-4. Weinstein still over at second. Beam was put out. And Grant Mayu will step in, the San Diego State Aztec. Looking to prolong the inning. The first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike 1. Beautiful fastball on the inside from Qualis. Mayu's 0 for 1 with a pop-up and a walk. Grounds it past the glove of Qualis. Martinez behind him. The throw to first in time for out number 3. Nice defensive play from Martinez, is able to send Mayu packing, and the Oaks get out of the inning with 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 error, and 1 left on base. But they lead at 15-4. Blues trying to chip away when we head into Marco Murillo to lead off for the Blues in the bottom of the 5th. Welcome back, everybody, to Sinsheimer Field. Oaks lead it 15-4 on the road. The second time they've traveled up here to Sinsheimer Field. Marco Murillo 1 for 2, looking to get things started for the Blues. And a new pitcher, Alonzo Garcia for the Oaks, fires a first pitch for a strike. Stepping in place of Jackson Simonsgard, who went 4 innings, gave up 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which were earned, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. The 0-1 from Garcia runs outside for ball 1.
Fastball there outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. So another big guy on this Conejo Oaks team is Garcia as he is rearing back.
Garcia, a reliable reliever for the Oaks this past season. First time he's played in this series against the Blues. Kicks and fires the 1-1. Swung on and missed for strike 2. On the flip side for Murillo, 1 for 2 with a single, stolen base, and a strikeout, and was 1 for 4 against the Foresters yesterday with a strikeout. The left fielder from Lewis and Clark. The 1-2 is popped into left field, shallow left, and Lewis will make the catch for out number 1. 1 away now in the bottom of the 5th. Oaks have blown this game open, lead it 15-4. They have more than doubled their hitting margin from the last time they played, now at 8 hits as opposed to 4 the last time they were here. With Tate Samuelson to step in, takes the first curveball on the outside corner for strike 1. Samuelson's 0 for 1 with a fly out, but he did draw a walk. Garcia deals the 0-1 way inside for ball 1. Samuelson able to evade that pitch, adjust his body. The third baseman. 1-1 from Garcia, taken up and in for ball 2. Oaks coming into this game, they've won 5 of their last 6. The only loss during that stretch was against the SoCal Catch in the bottom of the 11th. Garcia fires the 2-1, grounded to Shaken. He gloves it, makes the throw to first in time for out number 2. When they played the Catch a couple days ago, it started at Sparky Anderson Field. They played 10.5 innings, and then they called the game due to darkness after the top of the 11th. And then when the Oaks traveled down to La Mirada, California to play the 3rd and final game of that series, they lost in the bottom of the 11th, 6-5. Garcia's first pitch, half-hearted swing from Beck. Able to hold it back for 1-0. But then the Oaks respond to beat the Catch the following game as the 1-0 runs outside for 2-0. For Beck on the day, the first baseman from San Jose State, 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Also grounded 1 out. 2-0 catches the outside corner for strike 1. Beck's been one of the most productive hitters for the Blues. Put it on full display yesterday, was 2 for 4 against the Foresters with a run scored and an RBI. Swings on the 2-1 for 2-2. Just completed his 3rd season with the San Jose State Spartans. It was a 2016 academic All-Mountain West honoree. 2-2, swung on and missed for strike 3. Down goes Beck. And down goes the 5th inning. First strikeout on the day for Garcia. Oaks lead it 15-4 heading into the top of the 6th. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV, simulcast onto YouTube. We'll take a short break.
Gets a break.
Top of the sixth here at Sinsheimer Field. First pitch to Miller is popped out of play for strike one. New pitcher on the mound is Andy Garrettson, who was the DH in today's game. And Tyson Qualis will move out to right field. Miller pops one into center field, and Judson take a couple steps back and make the catch for out number one. Quickly down goes Miller. Give you a lay of the land for the Blues. Tate Samuelson still at third. Ricky Martinez at short. Price Vizintainer at second. Justin Beck at first. Andy Garrettson on the mound. Nathaniel Javine behind the dish. Give you the outfield after their first pitch. First pitch misses outside for ball one. Chase Cockrell digs in, lays off the second pitch that catches the outside corner for strike one. To round out the outfield, Marco Murillo in left field, Drew Judson in center, and Tyson Qualis moved to right. 1-1 is tapped, fouled back for 1-2. On the day for Cockrell, he's been phenomenal, 2 for 2. A single, a 2-run home run, a walk, and came around to score twice. Garrettson comes set, deals the 1-2, is swung on and missed for strike three, and Javine will make the throw to first for the strikeout, and then the 2-3 putout. So quickly 2 gone for the Oaks here in the top of the sixth. With Cody Santana now going to step in the 7th spot in today's game.
One of his main guys out of the bullpen, as you'd like to keep arms rested if possible here. As Garrettson's first offering to
First pitch to Santana is popped foul and out of play for 0-1. Garrettson this season as a pitcher has pitched 3 1/3 inning, but has a pretty high 10.8 ERA for the right-hander. Comes set, deals the 0-1, runs low and outside for ball one. In today's game for Garrettson, out in right field, he was 0 for 2 with a couple flyouts, but looking to do damage on the mound instead. Fires the 1-1, swung on and missed for 1-2. Santana, 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. A double play ground out, but he did draw a walk and come around to score in the 3rd inning. 1-2 from Garrettson is reached out, popped to short. The throw to first is not going to get there in time, and Santana is safe with a 2-out single.
Martinez trying to pull out his inner Derek Jeter and going the wrong way, throwing across his body over to first. Santana not a lot of speed, but unfortunately, that ball was hit a little too deep in the infield for Martinez to be able to complete that play. You have to admire the attempt, however.
I'll bring up Juan Gonzalez, the catcher from Oklahoma Baptist. Oaks in a crucial game in the CCL. They're tied with the Blues 16-12 overall, and with the Foresters foregoing the CCL playoffs to play in the national tournament. Gives one spot open. First pitch to Gonzalez is fouled back and out of play for 0-1. Another possible souvenir for a Blues child fan in attendance. Great attendance once again for the Blues. Very vocal fan base, supports their team tremendously. Garrettson deals the 0-1, swung on and missed for 0-2.
You see the setting here, just absolutely beautiful. They have the hill out here on the left side, and over here on right, kids running around, fans are happy. It's quite a nice place to be a fan.
2 away, top of the 6th. Oaks lead at 15-4. Santana over at first. 0-2, gets past the glove of Jay Vine. And Santana will advance over to second on the passed ball. Second passed ball of the game. Blues also have 2 wild pitches that have advanced Oaks runners from second to third. So 1-2 the count to Gonzalez. He was 1 for 2 with a double run scored, a flyout and a walk. 1-2, runs outside for 2-2.
Keeping the ball in front, it's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here.
Like we said, the last time these two teams played at Sinsheimer, Oaks couldn't get a runner on base till the 5th inning. Gerritsen fires the slow curveball inside that doesn't catch anywhere near the strike zone to bring the count full at 3-2. 4th full count situation pending for the Oaks as opposed to 3 for the Blues. But up until the past couple innings, the Oaks have gone out ahead of the count in practically every at-bat. Payoff pitch from Gerritsen is swung on and missed for strike 3. Gerritsen finally gets his first strikeout, and the Oaks can't plate any runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. But they lead it 15-4 heading into the bottom of the 6th. Blues gonna try and change that when we come back. It's the pitcher's turn for Andy Gerritsen. Now going to lead off for the Blues in the bottom of the 6th. The Blues trail the Oaks 15-4. Alonso Garcia still on the mound for the Oaks in his 9th appearance of the season. But for Gerritsen, came in to pitch in the top of the 6th. Garcia fires the first pitch on the inside corner for strike 1. Gerritsen's 0 for 2 with a couple flyouts, but does have 1 strikeout under his belt on the mound. 0-1 is popped out of play into foul territory. Fans covering their heads, and it drops for 0-2. And in this game, the Oaks have kind of channeled their inner Rambo. As in the famous words of Rambo,
You're going to bring that out again?
In order to survive a war, you must become a war. And right now, the Oaks,
Jonah.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. Garcia's 0-2 gets past the glove of Gonzalez for ball 1.
Jonah, our academic in residence has reused one of his sayings from this season. How could you do that to us, Jonah? I thought that you were fresh every game.
It applies to this situation because the Oaks in a battle right now with the Blues.
It works. Well, they're not really in the battle. They're winning 15-4.
1-2 from Garcia runs low and in for ball 2, but it's a battle because the Oaks will be back here once again on July 26th to play the third and final game here since Scheimer Field. That could have big CCL implications as Garrettson bloops one into foul territory, and we'll do it again at 2-2.
I was going to say, if this was a war, it would be kind of like Andorra facing off against France or something. Just kind of not that fair at this point in the day.
This is the only stadium that the Oaks travel to where they're legitimately battling not just against the opposing team, but against the opposing fans as well. 700 or so fans. The 2-2 runs upstairs for ball 3. Full count situation for the Blues, the 4th for them. Garcia trying to prevent more runs from coming around. The payoff pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3. Beautiful pitch from Garcia, and he's got 2 strikeouts on the day.
Yeah, he kicks off the inning where he left off the last inning with a strikeout. Not the best season for Garcia out of the bullpen, but he has his moments where he is absolutely phenomenal, and when he's in control, it's hard to hit against him, and right now you see him displaying his talent. A high ceiling for this young man.
Garcia's retired the last 4 batters as the first pitch to Judson is grounded to Cockrell at first, and he'll tag the base for out number 2. So a strikeout and an unassisted ground out to first puts 2 away for the Blues. And Price Vizentainer, his day will be done. And the big bat of Maki Yamazaki will pinch hit. Vizentainer was 1 for 2, but came around to plate 2 runs. So Yamazaki will step in. And he started in the first game between these 2 teams at Sparky Anderson Field. Senior year from the University of Hawaii will step in. First pitch from Garcia is outside for ball 1.
One ball, no strikes. Yamazaki's had some success in his pinch hitting role. A couple of hits to his credit.
Garcia takes the sign from Gonzalez, fires the 1-0. It's fouled out of play. Cockrell trying to track it down, and it just manages to get over the foul wall for 1-1. Yamazaki's played in 21 games, batting .255 this season.
So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's Yamazaki, the lefty stand.
That's actually one of the lowest batting averages for the Blues. They bat extremely well as the 1-1 is runs in the dirt for 2-1.
So Maki looking to get something going with 2 outs, and he is able to reach.
Garcia for the Oaks has a 5.89 ERA. Delivers the 2-1 that's sliced out of play. Near to 2-2. A couple fans had to duck really quickly to evade that line ball straight towards their heads, but does have a 1-0 record is Garcia, making his 9th appearance for the Oaks. 2-2 the count, 2 away. Oaks lead at 15-4. Garcia fires the 2-2, slow ground to Garcia. The throw to first in time for out number 3. So Garcia is retired 6 straight to end the bottom of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Oaks looking to extend their lead and cruise to the finish in the top of the 7th when we come back.
Davis would be a man down. Are either of them good? Davis, are you good at softball? So that would be it. So you guys are hoping not to make the playoffs. So then tell your team to lose so we can make the playoffs. Yeah, so that way you guys have some fun, right?
Here's the honest guy. I said, here's the honest guy. You didn't want to meet the players, is that what you said?
I just want a ring.
You didn't want to meet the players, is that what you said? Or oh, you didn't? Oh, make the.
I just want a ring.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus for you guys, that's a tie.
So does Yamazaki take over at second?
No.
Is Yamazaki at second?
Yeah.
Take over for Price. Who moved to first? Wait, so yeah. Yeah. Oh, I got it. And Martinez moved to second. Oh, bad move. Got it.
Top of the seventh here.
Top of the seventh here at Sinsheimer Field. Sam Shaken to lead off in the 9th spot. I am Jonah Malkin, and for 7th, 8th, and 9th innings, my broadcasting partner, Jonathan Rifkin.
Thanks, Jonah. Garrettson's first pitch into Shaken. Fouled back for strike one. Jonah does a fine job as always. Shaken, the number 9 batter in the order for the Oaks, up 15-4. Bunch of changes for the Blues. I'll get you those in just a minute as Garrettson is back on the mound. Shaken on the day, 2 for 2. 2 RBIs, a run scored. Actually, 2 runs scored. Going along 2 singles and a stolen base. Gets hit by a pitch. And he will take first base. He's now been hit by 6 pitches this season in his 2nd consecutive game. Oaks have a runner on first with nobody away. New changes in the field. Robbie Silva takes over at first base. Beck moves from first to second, and Maki Yamazaki comes in at short. Give you the rest of the field here in just a moment for the Blues. Speed over at first base, Sam Shaken. 5 for 6 in stolen bases on the season. Over at first, and back to the top of the order for Milo Beam. Up 15-4, the first pitch taken on the outside corner for strike one. Beam on the day, 1 for 2. Was hit by a pitch, an RBI single, a walk, and a strikeout under his belt. Sure his mother Nellie Beam and his father David Beam happy with his play. Oaks up big here at Sinsheimer. Garrettson takes the sign, deals though 1. Inside for ball 2, or actually ball 1, 1-1 the count. Qualis in right, Judson in center, Murillo in left, Silva at first, Beck at second, Yamazaki over at short, Samuelson at third, and Nathaniel Javon behind the dish. The Purdue Boilermaker steps back in. The 1-1 from Garrettson runs low for ball 2. Max Weinstein waiting on deck. 15 runs, 9 hits, and an error for the Oaks. 4 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors for the Blues. Garrettson peers and fires the 2-1. At the knees for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sun setting. Not beaming over the field anymore as the lights begin to overtake. Wind still picking up towards left. The crowd still buzzing, though the team is down by 11. The 2-2 offering, slap towards first. Garrettson gets it on the first baseline. Will underhand it to Silva for out number 1, but that acts as like a sacrifice, as Shaken over to second base now on the out. Looks like a runner in scoring position for Max Weinstein. Nice play by the pitcher, Garrettson. And Weinstein stepping in, 0 for 3 on the day. Reached on an error and a fielder's choice. Ground out and a walk. Sporting the purple Cal Lutheran Kingsman helmet, the team he led to a championship 2 months ago. Garrettson checks Shaken at second. 0-0 runs up and away for ball 1. Shaken at second, that's almost like a tongue tie. Say that a couple times fast. Takes a nice hearty lead off second. Garrison checks him, deals the 1-0. Sky towards right field. Qualis running back. That's going deep, and it's going to drop at the wall. Rounding third and coming home is Shaken. And Weinstein is on with an RBI double. The Oaks take a 16-4 lead here in the top of the 7th inning.
Oaks not getting satisfied with that 11-run lead, pushing that to 12, and they're keeping their foot firmly on the gas pedal.
Runner in scoring position, 1 away, and Brandon Lewis stepping up. 4 RBIs on the day with a grand slam. 1 for 5 under his belt. Reached on air with another run scored. Grant Mayu waiting on deck for his turn in the hole if we get that far. DJ Miller, actually. 16, 10, and 1 on the board for the Oaks. 4, 7, and 3 in the same categories for the Blues. Garrettson checks Weinstein. Toes the rubber at the stretch and deals, though. Away, but called strike. 0-1 the count. Javine able to place it, maybe just edging the outside of the black. Weinstein doesn't take as big of a lead at second as Shaken did, but they're not holding him, so he's getting off nicely. Garrettson deals, though. 1. Swung and a missed. Actually fouled back. 0-2 the count. Lewis's batting average has dipped just a little bit as he is 1 for 5, 373, but he has 6 home runs and 25 RBIs on the season. And he has been an offensive force for Conejo. The 0-2 runs outside for ball 1. Oaks will head to Santa Barbara after this game to play the Foresters tomorrow at 5 o'clock local time. 4:50 pregame show for that one. On Saturday in Pasadena at 1:10, Sunday at home at noon. Monday at home at 5 o'clock. 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2 the count. The Oaks will have a day off on Tuesday, and then they finish off the season right back up here at Sinsheimer on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. So the Oaks still with 2 more road games remaining and 2 more home games remaining on the season. And they are looking to make the playoffs. Those would be played in Compton and MLB Urban Youth Academy on the 28th of July. 2-2 from Garrettson. Tapped foul towards third base, and we'll do it again. Weinstein at second. Lewis fighting off here, 1 around in the inning. Oaks up 16-4. It looks like a 10 up on the scoreboard. Kind of gets jumbled between the lighting of the field and the fence behind home plate. Lewis takes a couple of practice swings. Bat waving over his right shoulder. The 2-2 skied into shallow right field. Silva running back on it. In foul territory, now in fair territory, he'll make the catch for out number 2. 2 are gone here in the top of the 7th inning. Weinstein stays put at second base. And Grant Mayu, 0 for 3 on the day with a walk and a run scored, will step in. 2 groundouts and a strikeout under his belt as well. Didn't play this past season for San Diego State, had foot surgery, but is rehabbing quite nicely. And he is one of the best Oaks two-way players, both offensively and defensively. Digs in the cleanup spot. Garrettson deals the first pitch over the heart of the plate for strike 1. Wind has not let up, but it doesn't seem like it's bothering the fans here at Sinsheimer. Thinning out just a little bit in the top of the 7th, but still a decent base here. 0-1, chop towards third on the hop, backhanded by Samuelson, but they're going to call it foul for strike number 2.
Yeah, the only thing that's set is the sun. Making a bit of a shadow.
You know what they say, Jonah, though?
Field.
The Oaks are up 16-4, and the sun never sets on the Conejo Oaks Empire.
I like that, Johnny.
Until the championship game, that's what they're aiming for. 0-2 from Garrettson. Deep to left field, going back to track the wall. If it stays fair, it's gone, but it's just foul, and we'll do it again.
Wow. That could have been number 3 on that left side. Juan Gonzalez hit one over the left part of the wall in foul territory. Lewis delivered a grand slam, and Mayu nearly had himself a home run.
And Cockrell had a home run as well. That would have been the first time I've ever called 3 home runs in a game. I've been close. Today was actually almost 4. If Gonzalez has stayed fair. 0-2 once again to Mayu, popped back against the fence. And for a 4th straight time, we'll do it again. No balls, 2 strikes. Mayu doing his best to stay alive here in the count. 16 runs, 10 hits, and an error for the Oaks. 4 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors for the San Luis Obispo Blues. The righty toes the rubber, Pearson fires though. 2 away, gets back behind Javine, and Weinstein will advance to second on the wild pitch. Or excuse me, to third from second on the wild pitch.
And a 1-2 count here
And at this point, the Blues kind of just beating themselves, giving the Oaks extra base hits, extra opportunities. Third wild pitch now.
Runner 90 feet away from scoring. 2 away, 1-2 count to Mayu. He digs back in. Garrettson takes his time, takes the sign from Javon behind the dish. Javon gets set. Mayu gets set, and the pitcher gets set. Garrettson deals the 1-2 up and away, but called strike 3. A fastball. Mayu is beside himself, and he is retired looking. 3 strikeouts on the day for Garrettson. And the Oaks get 1 run on 1 hit, no errors. They leave 1 on base. We're through 6.5 here, and you know what that means. The 7th inning stretch from San Luis Obispo. We're going to head it to our PA announcer here. Oaks up 16-4. Grab a cold drink and perhaps some dinner if you're on the West Coast. Maybe a midnight snack on the East Coast, and enjoy some Oaks baseball. Take me out to the ball game right here at Sinsheimer. Take me out to the crowd. Root for this lovely day of victory. For each 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out of the old ball game.
Back to you, Davis. Back to you, Jason.
Nice slew of Blues singing the national anthem here, and that is Blues fans, the youth, singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game here at Sinsheimer. You saw their interns along with the kids singing into a microphone. A nice little rendition. They did a pretty good job. Oaks up 16-4. Welcome back. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, bottom of the 7th inning. Angus Denton, or actually, excuse me, Jake Sylvester on the mound for the Oaks from Cal State Northridge. Headed to Sonoma State in the fall. He's transferring. Sylvester on the season has a 5.2 ERA. We'll look to capitalize, though, here with his team up 16-4. That ends the day, by the way, for Alonzo Garcia. 2 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Retired every batter he faced, all 6. Good job hit from the UC Irvine product. Robbie Silva will step in now in the number 2 spot. Ricky Martinez's day is done. The first pitch to Silva runs away for ball 1. Robbie Silva from San Francisco State, playing first base in today's game as a pinch hitter. Takes the 1-0 upstairs for ball 2. Simonsgard from Cal State Northridge is transferring to Sonoma State, where he says he's very excited to play. Decided to go D2 so he wouldn't have to sit out due to eligibility. Deals the 2-0 to Silva. 2-hopper to second. Weinstein gets it and fires it over to Cockrell for out number 1. In his 2nd year with the Oaks, started his pitching career at Iowa Western Junior College by way of Kansas City, where he's from. Loves to tell the story about how he misses barbecue so much he has his mom ship it every couple of weeks. Andrew Ramos digs in the DH spot. First pitch taken for strike 1.
Not to mention his love for the Wisconsin Badgers.
It's not his love. He's just playing
an
to your
avid fan.
affections. I gave him an Oregon shirt, so you know
And I've never seen him wear it.
it's a medium. He's an extra large. 0-1, slapped in the shallow left field for a base hit. And Ramos is on for his 2nd time of the day. He's now 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Yeah, Sylvester is a fan of many schools, along with Wisconsin. He is actually an Oregon fan. He likes the swag, but the only shirt I could give him that he would
You
want.
can't force him to be an Oregon fan.
Didn't
Either
force
he
him.
is or he isn't.
I did not force
and
him.
We've
He
heard him
is.
outspoken
He
about
is.
Wisconsin.
I gave him the shirt. It was too small, so he gave it to fellow Oaks pitcher Joey DeSigley, who wears
Too
it.
small.
He's an extra large.
What are you
This guy,
expecting him to say?
He's 6'4", like 230, Jonah.
Too small.
Jonah's just salty. He's salty that Oregon's better at basketball.
That is a debate for another day, not on the air.
Feel free to tune into Jonah, my broadcast debuting soon. Kickoff attempts. Back safely is Ramos. Nathaniel Javine stepping in place of Miles Emerson, who went 1 for 3 with an RBI double. First pitch runs low and away for ball 1.
By the way, if you have an opinion on which team is better in basketball, you can tweet at us at Jonah_Malkin or at
Ducks
Johnny
made
Riff
it
with
to
one
the
F.
Final Four. We had 5
This
players
past
in
year.
the NBA. I'm not talking about overall. I'm talking about right now. 1-0 outside corner, strike 1, 1-1 the count. Looks up 16-4. See how I'm getting back us back into the game so we don't have to argue about this right now? I'm sure after the game, Jonah, you and I can tussle about it. Sylvester, Pearson fires the 1-1. Slapped foul for strike 2. But yes, Jonah and I are starting a podcast. Not an official release date yet, but it'll be sometime in August or early September. It's going to be a professional sports perspective or opinions by a college perspective. It's going to be very interesting. Not an official title yet, but we'll get there. Hashtag Jonah Jonathan, 1-2. Runs low and away past the glove of Gonzalez. Ramos will advance on the pass ball. 2-2 count, runner in scoring position. Oaks up 16-4 here in the bottom of the 7th.
And I'll give Nelly Beam that credit for starting the trend.
That's what I'm
Hashtag
saying.
J&J.
Maybe we should just call it hashtag Jonah Jonathan, and you get a royalty, Mrs. Beam.
I'm sure she would gladly take that.
Only if Milo comes on the show. 2-2, slap towards third, but out of play. We'll do it again.
You know what? He should. He's from the Big Ten, plays at Purdue.
Perfect.
It could add some more
Yeah, he could add some context.
perspective.
It's going to be a fun one, though. I'm excited for this podcast. Oaks baseball bringing broadcasters together. Simon's guard at the belt deals the 2-2. A two-hopper, broken bat to Weinstein on the hop. Gets it over to Cockle for out number 2. Advancing to third is Ramos.
That allows Hastings to advance to third. So runs the Blues 90 feet away with 2 outs. Marco Murillo will come to the plate. They're now batting from the left side with the right-hander Sylvester on the mound. As the lights are on here, we played 2 hours and 20 minutes of baseball so far as Murillo stands in.
Marco Murillo digs in with 2 away. Runner at third. Oaks up 16-4. First pitch taken for strike 1. On the day for Murillo, 1 for 3 with a single, a stolen base, a strikeout, and a flyout. Sylvester toes the rubber. Deals the 0-1. Swung and a missed. Gets under Gonzalez's glove, coming in and scoring is Hayden Hastings, who came in as a pinch runner from third. And the Blues cut the lead to 11 now, down 16-5.
And that's a bit uncharacteristic of Gonzalez to let a couple balls, now 2 in this inning, get past him to send Ramos home. But because the Oaks have that big lead, shouldn't totally impact the entire outcome of the game.
Sylvester deals though 2, cut towards third, out of play. We'll do it again. The Blues have a day off tomorrow. Then they'll head to Santa Barbara for a 2-game series on Saturday and Sunday. Check that. Actually, the Blues play back at home against the Saints tomorrow before they head to Santa Barbara. 0-2, pop to shallow left. A slew of Oaks fielders running up on it, but shaken out of short. Will make the play, give a little high-fiving swing to Lewis for out number 3. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. Nobody left on base. We're through 7 full here at Sinsheimer. Oaks lead at 16-5. You're watching Oaks baseball on KDTV. Top of the 8th when we come back. DJ Miller leads off and takes a first pitch strike from Andy Garrettson for 0-1. Garrettson back on the mound, top of the 8th. Oaks up 16-5 as Miller slaps the 0-1 over to short. The high throw from Yamazaki is able to get to Silva in time for out number 1. A beautiful grab by Silva and tagging first base to get out number 1. Oaks still up 16-5 though. Miller now on the day, 1 for 4. Give the lay of the land here, a new right fielder. Hayden Hastings out in right for the Blues. Drew Judson in center, Marco Murillo in left. I'll give you the infield here in just a moment. Chase Cockrell digs in. And the first pitch, skied high and deep to left center field. Running back on it is Murillo, and it hits the wall. Cockrell over to second base on a stand-up double, and he has had a day. 3 for 4 with a double, a home run, a single, a walk, and a strikeout. He was a triple shy of the cycle, though I don't think he'll see another at bat. Runner in scoring position, 1 away.
He's just been seeing the field extremely well, staying patient in the batter's box, making great contact with the balls, and he's just been superb in today's game.
Cody Santana will step in, 0 for 2. Actually, 1 for 2. 1 for 3, excuse me, wow. Single, ground out, strikeout, and a walk as he swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. After tomorrow's game for the Blues against Arroyo Seco, they'll head to Santa Barbara to open up a 2-game series at Pershing. They'll be back home on Tuesday against the Halos, against the Oaks on Wednesday, and finish their season in Pasadena against the Saints. 0-1. Turns into 1-1. 16 runs, 11 hits, and an error for the Oaks. 5 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors for the Blues. Garrettson steps off. Santana digs back in. Waves that bat over his left shoulder. The 1-1 from Garrettson. Skied back, and Santana now behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Father Al, Mother Lynette in the crowd tonight. As they always are. Actually, they weren't there yesterday, but for the most part, they're in the crowd. We'll see them in Santa Barbara as well. Avid Oaks fans. 1-2. Runs away for ball 2. Evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cockrell still waiting at second base.
Just overall, throughout this entire day, the Oaks have just done a much better job staying disciplined in the batter's box and staying patient. That's why it's paid off.
Garrett peers and fires the 2-2. Cut foul once again, and Santana's digging at these pitches to stay alive.
The Oaks, I mean, they have a season high. They've brought in 3 runs, all of which were from drawn walks. To give you a type of perspective on the day that they've had.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away, 1 on. 16-5, top of the 8th. A half-hearted swing by Santana pops that pitch up again out of play. And for the 5th straight time, we'll do it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Crowd starting to thin here at Sinsheimer, as the team is down 16-5 late. It's been a long game. 2 hours and 30 minutes in. Oaks really pouring on the runs early in this game. They had a 7-run third inning. 2-2, slap towards first. Running up is Silva on the second hop. He'll take him himself for out number 2, but Cockrell advances to third on the play. So if Cockrell comes in to score on a single, then that would be a productive out. Juan Gonzalez stepping in. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Double. A run scored, a walk, a strikeout, and a flyout in his 4 trips. Batting average dipped just a little bit, 222 now as he skies the 0-0 pitch into right field. That's in foul territory. Silva will try to make the over-the-shoulder catch, but can't for strike 1. 16 runs, 11 hits, and an error for the Oaks. 5 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors for the Blues. Gonzalez was drafted in 2013 by the Cleveland Indians, deferred, played at San Marcos College, or College of San Marcos, I should say, for a year before heading to Oklahoma Baptist. Batted .352 this past year for the Bison. 0-1 runs low, 1-1 the count. Only had 4 home runs. He does have a lot of power, but doesn't use it too much. With 352 batting average, a phenomenal stint, and you better bet that if he has another good year, he'll be drafted once again next year, probably pretty high. One of the best defensive catchers I've ever seen at the college level, and definitely the best in the CCL. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. Garrettson peers and fires. Slap towards third, but out of play, and now Gonzalez behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Quickly, Javine and Garrettson having a quick meeting on the mound, trying to get 1 more out and get out at the top of the 8th.
Oklahoma Bison digs back in. Garrettson deals the 1-2, a curveball taken for strike 3. Down goes Gonzalez on strikes, the 4th strikeout on the day for Garrettson. No runs hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're through 7.5 here from Sinsheimer Stadium. Oaks leading it 16-5. Bottom of the 8th here at Sinsheimer Stadium. Welcome back, everybody. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks Baseball on KDTV. The Conejo Oaks up over the San Luis Obispo Blues, 16-5. Riley Jones, the new pitcher, stepping onto the mound. Tate Samuelson digging in, takes a first pitch low and away for ball 1. Jones from Sonoma State, the brother of Oaks first base coach and hitting coach Riley Jones. A two-way player, plays second base as well as pitches. Samuelson on the day, 0 for 2 with a walk and 2 outs. 1-0, popped up, out of play, 1-1 the count. Sylvester, wow, Sylvester's day is done. 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 run, no walks, no strikeouts. And 4 batters faced. Jones comes in the day with over a 5 ERA. Peers and fires the 1-1. Taken low and away for ball 2. The lay of the land for the Oaks. Beeman right, Miller in center, Lewis in left. Cockwell at first, Weinstein over at second, Mayu at short.
Get things started here in the bottom.
Shaking at short, excuse me, Meyer at third, and Gonzalez behind the dish. Jones deals the 2-1. Popped up, out of play, and that'll leave in the count 2-2.
Count goes to 2-2 as one fan tries to barehanded unsuccessfully. So 2-2 the count now. Goldberg back up and throwing in the blue bullpen now. Tate digs in here, looking to barrel something up for the out.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Jones deals, swung and missed, 4, strike 3. The side armor strikes out Samuelson for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Beautiful pitch from Jones, a slider that starts on the inside, drops on the outside, catches Samuelson swinging.
First pitch in to Justin Beck, taken low and away for ball 1. 1-0 the count, 1 away, as Jones quickly deals inside for ball 2. 2-0, sky deep to right field, going back to the wall, and it is out of here. Justin Beck takes the 2-0 fastball over the right field wall. The fans have a reason to cheer now. They cut the lead to 10, 16-6 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Beck's first home run of the season.
Well, just because the Blues are down doesn't mean they don't want to get in on the fun as well and try and finish this game with a sense of pride and dignity. A beautiful home run over the right part of the wall for Beck.
Beautiful home run there. Garrettson digs in now, 0 for 3 on the day. A pop out, a fly out, and a strikeout. The 0-0 taken at the knees for strike 1. First home run given up on the season by Jones. Toes the rubber. Kicks and fires the 0-1. Swung and a miss for strike 2. So a hit, a run, and a strikeout under the belt of the Sonoma State product. Takes the side from Gonzalez. Peers and fires the 0-2. Cut and missed for strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Mr. Garrettson. 2 strikeouts now on the day for Jones, 2 away, 1 around in the inning for Drew Judson.
And that's the second strikeout for Jones from a slider, especially for the right-handed batter. Beautiful. Starts on the inside, then drifts outside. That's con now 2 Blues batters swinging.
0 for 3 on the day for Judson. First pitch taken for strike 1.
No balls and 1 strike. Here's Judson, stands in the 0-1 offer on the way. Fastball.
0-1, tapped to Weinstein at second. Underhand throw to Cockrell for out number 3. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. A beautiful home run over right field. Cuts the lead to 10. Top of the 9th we go. Oaks leading at 16-6.
5, Josh Goldberg.
Sam Shaken leads things off here in the top of the 9th for the Oaks and takes a pitch outside for ball 1. New pitcher on the mound, Josh Goldberg from San Jose State. Will try to do some damage control. Swung and a miss for strike 1, 1-1 the count. Garrettson's day is done. 3 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. Top of the 9th, Oaks up 16-6. Goldberg peers and fires the 1-1 low and in for ball 2. Shaken has reached base all 4 times that he has been up. He's 2 for 2 with 3 runs, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, and a stolen base. What a day for the Valparaiso Crusader. 2-1, popped back out of play, and that'll even the count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He's been extremely efficient, come around to score 3 times, has 2 RBIs. Just been one of the most reliable and productive batters, not only in today's game, but for the Oaks this entire season.
2-2, low for ball 3.
Full 3 balls and 2 strikes now as Goldberg into the lines and throws. Pitch on the way.
2-2 from Goldberg. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Down goes Shaken for out number 1 here in the top of the 9th. And trust me, the Oaks will take it. Zane Willems will come in to pinch hit here for the Oaks. Milo Beam's day is done. For Beam on the day, 1 for 3, 2 walks. An RBI single, a strikeout, and a ground out, as Willems will dig in. Willems from Texas Tech, or headed to Texas Tech, I should say, on the season, batting .333. 10 RBIs, 2 home runs. Goldberg deals, though. Swung on and fouled back into the glove of Javine for strike 1. Willems played 2 years at Alvin Community College, Fort Worth native. Had to take the 2nd year off, though, because he had Tommy John. 0-1 from Goldberg, runs low and away for ball 1, 1-1 the count to Willems, deemed Billy Bob by his teammates. Nobody on, 1 away, Oaks up 16-6. 1-1 from Goldberg, dealt upstairs, 2-1 the count. Max Weinstein waiting on deck. Willems trying to get on base. He has not started in a while. Has somewhat of a hurt hamstring, but coming in today as a pinch hitter. 2-1 offering. Roped in the shallow left field for a pinch hit single. Willems is on here with a 1-out single, and he has been a pinch hit force for the Oaks. In his last 3 pinch hit appearances, he's gotten on base by way of a single. And he also has 2 RBIs in that stint as well.
Not just briefly coming in to help his rehab, but he's contributing. Another, you said it, Johnny, pinch hit, and now another single for the Texas Tech Red Raider.
Cal Lutheran product steps in, ball low, but Javine will be able to get it, and Willems will stay put at first. Weinstein on the day, also a phenomenal day. He's reached base 4 of the 5 times he's been on. Only 1 for 3. Fielder's choice and an error other than his RBI double. 1-0 taken into the stands. That'll even the count 1 ball and a strike. I want to thank you all for joining us, sticking with us here on a nice Thursday evening from San Luis Obispo, California. Ones across the board, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. 1-1 dealt from Goldberg, popped up out of play again, and we'll do it with a ball and 2 strikes up on the board.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and the lights of Sinsheimer here illuminating the field. Flex off of Goldberg's tan glove as he steps at the belt.
1-2 into Weinstein. Half-hearted swing. He went around, but the ball gets away from Javine, and that'll be a strike 3 advance over to first. For Weinstein, a drop 3rd strike puts him at first. Over to 2nd is Willems, and the Oaks have 2 on with 1 away. That's the 2nd strikeout for Goldberg, but only 1 out up on the board still.
Yeah, Goldberg not getting much help from Javine behind the dish. Does a nice job dispatching Weinstein, but giving him an extra chance.
Lewis digging in, 1 for 5 on the day, but with a grand slam earlier in today's game. Also has a run scored by way of an error back in the first inning. It's actually a, first pitch taken outside for strike one. They actually called Weinstein back to the bench. I'm not quite sure why, but they did. 0-1 fired in, outside corner, strike 2. So they're going to put an out up on the board. So there's 2 away now with Williams at second. That's an interesting call. I'm not quite sure why Weinstein was called back, but he was. Maybe we'll find out for you in the half inning. 0-2, runs away for ball 1. 16 runs, 13 hits, and an error for the Oaks. 8 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for the Blues. 1-2 dealt in, swung and missed for strike 3. Down goes Lewis. 3 strikeouts for Goldberg, and we're through the top of the 9th inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left on base. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Goldberg. Oaks leading at 16-6. Bottom of the 9th. When we come back, you're watching Oaks baseball on KDTV. Simulcast it onto YouTube.
Stars Blues at the top of the order here, looking for a 10.
Bottom of the 9th is Maki Yamazaki. We'll try to be the last breath of hope here for the Blues. Down 16-6. Riley Jones back out there, chops the first pitch away for for strike 1. Maki Yamazaki 0 for 1 on the day. With a ground out, came in the 6th as a pinch hitter. 0-1, a half-hearted one-hopper to Weinstein at second. And you'll quickly toss it to Cockrell, but he's off the bag. And that'll be an error. The second error on the day for Max Weinstein. Uncharacteristic error for him. And that puts Yamazaki over at first base.
And what you don't want to do, even though the Oaks have a huge 10-run lead, what you don't want to do is try and extend the game for the Blues and give them more and more opportunities to just stay alive and try and chip their way back in.
I bring up Robbie Silva. Runner on, nobody away. An error, though, for the Oaks. That's their second. 0-0, taken low for ball 1. 16 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for the Oaks. 6 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for the Blues. Jones in his second inning of work, toes the rubber, kicks and fires the 1-0. Popped out of play, and that'll even the count 1-1. A lot of fans have left. The seat's mostly empty here, but still some kids in the crowd as they ran over to that ball. 700-800 fans were at the peak of this game, but Now down to about maybe 100, 150 or so. 1-1 dealt in, low and inside, but called strike 2.
Nice slider in the front door for Jones. Just catches Silva looking.
1-2, Scott into shallow right field, running back on his cockerel, and he makes the basket catch for out number 1. Nice play by the first baseman to get the first out up on the board. Runner at first. Yamazaki had to retreat, but nonetheless, a beautiful catch from Cockrell. He fields his position very well. He also plays third base, and he's had a couple of nice diving catches there as of late. Hayden Hastings steps in now. Came in as a pinch runner in the 7th inning, I should say. Came around to score. Digging in the left-handed batter's box, 1-on-1 away. Oaks up 16-6. First pitch, check swung, fouled back for strike 1.
One strike here on Hastings, 1-for-1 like we said on the day, that pinch hit. Single as Nate Javine stands in the on-deck circle looking for a chance.
Nate Javine waiting on the on-deck circle with 1 away. Double play situation here for the Oaks. 0-1 runs outside for ball 1. 1-1 the count.
1 ball, 1 strike here. It's Hastings. Digs in the left-handed batter's box, ready to go, trying to...
Jones toes the rubber, takes a sign. Pearson fires the 1-1 outside. 2-1 the count now.
Javine's trying to prolong his plate appearance and give the Blues some life in the bottom of the 9th.
2-1 misses, and now Jones behind in the count, 3-1. I have to say that the Twitter comedy between the Beams and the Oaks is quite funny. Nelly Beam came up with J&J Sports Junkies, which I love, by the way. 3-1 runs in for ball 4. Hastings walks, the first walk on the game for Jones, only the second for the Oaks in the game as a whole. Yamazaki over to second. So Joan and I were talking about how we're still thinking of a name for our podcast that will come up, and Nelly Beam so delightfully tweeted J&J Sports Jargon or J&J Sports Junkies. Both of those are absolutely fantastic. Maybe we'll put a poll up and let the fans vote, but Nelly, you are a rock star for doing that. And of course, her husband, David Beam, tweeting, let us know when the royalties start kicking in. When we start making money, David, that's when we can work out some sort of royalty deal. How about that? You could have the naming rights, but you have to help us make a little bit of bank first. Javine steps in, 2-on-1 away. Middle infield in a double play formation. Change up called strike on the outside corner, 0-1 the count. Javine 0-for-1 on the day. Grounded out his first time up. Digging back in. 0-1 dealt. Skied into right center field. Miller runs up to it and makes the catch for out number 2. All runners will hold at first and second.
Nice play from Miller. Able to watch that ball drop all the way into his glove. And even though it's getting darker with the lights shining on the field, still just enough light for Miller to make a play.
Marco Murillo, the last breath of hope for the Blues. 2-on, 2 away, bottom of the 9th. Oaks up 16-6. The 0-0 right into the glove of Cockrell at first for out number 3. L3 ends the game. No runs, a hit, or no runs, no hits, an error, and nobody left on base. This game is over. Final line for you here, folks, is game time 2 hours and 53 minutes. The Oaks, 16 runs on 13 hits, 3 errors. The Blues, 6 runs, 9 hits, and 3 errors as well. The winning pitcher for the Oaks goes to Alonso Garcia. The losing pitcher, Jake Koska, no save. And just like that, Jonah, the Oaks are in a playoff, have earned a playoff spot so far, but still some more work to do.
And this game illuminates what can from the Oaks team, like what they can do, because we've seen the inconsistencies throughout the entire season, but when they're clicking on all cylinders, especially offensively, this is what they can produce. And more than anything today, just a really efficient day for them. 12 hits translating into those 16 runs. They limited their errors to just 2, but only 1 substantial one came in the first inning. Beyond that, they had a great game. They jumped out of the gates early, established themselves on the offensive end, and that's what they have to do moving forward. They have to stay locked in and play good baseball in the first couple innings.
Well, that's going to do it for us here from Sinsheimer. Head over to Twitter after the game. I'll be interviewing Cody Santana on the field. The Oaks win it 16-6. Catch us tomorrow in Santa Barbara. The Oaks and the Foresters duke it out. The Oaks record now 25-14, 17-12 in the CCL. They're just that one game closer to making the playoffs. The Blues dropped to 22-19, 16-13 in the CCL. For everybody who made this broadcast possible, a big thank you to Jason and Davis, their hospitality up here in the press box for the Blues, the entire Blues intern staff for making sure that we were comfortable and situated. Head coach David Solis, our statistician Keith Schneider, my broadcasting partner Jonah Malkin. My name is Jonathan Rifkin signing off. See you tomorrow in Pershing Park. Head over to Twitter for Oaks postgame with Cody Santana in about 5 minutes. Once again, the Oaks win it 16-6. This is Jonathan Rifkin wishing you a delightful rest of your Thursday evening.